Howdy. I made it. It was cold in here and I didn't turn on the heat early enough, so I had to delay an hour. I feel like I do better. Okay, I think I fixed it. That was another YouTube I had open to post the link. All right, what do I want to start with? We've got tunes, kind of depressing tunes, but it's actually making me feel better. Probably because I don't get to express myself in words around here. That could be part of it, but it's feeling good. We'll see how it goes. Oh, so this is the piece I'm working on with my new gouache paints. You can kind of see that it's a matte finish, but this is only one coat I've gotten this texture from. I love gouache paints. They're expensive, but I love them. I think I decided I was doing the yellow up on the leaves, and then I'm going to do the green around it here. Down here, I got two dark colors together. Not sure if they're going to work. Probably will after I get a metallic around them. But can't tell at this point. So I'm not going to paint this little area in case I need... you can't see that. I'm not going to paint this little area unless I need to... In case, that's the right word, in case I need to move the dark over to that. So I'm going to work over here. Try not to get two dark colors together, or the leaves. Probably won't decide till I sit my butt down. It says 0 watching, but I know that's a lie because I already have one on this phone, so I can see the chat. Unless I joined the wrong one. Oh, I did. Ha! I wish I could use this one to stream so I could answer the phone on the other one, but this one's way too slow. So I need to pause it. Get the music started again. And bring it over for the chat. There. Now I can read chat closer up. Let's see what else I need to do. That's it. I need to start. The sun's really getting warm now. Let's block some of that out. Holy cow, this curtain's shredding. Curtains need to be redone in here. Alrighty. Got my coffee, paintbrushes. Why do I not feel ready? Doesn't matter. Alright. I am keeping my legs up today. It still says none watching. Let's see if this registers a letter. Okay. And it still says 0. I guess it's because I'm signed in under me, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It lies to me. It likes to tell me nobody's there, and then I do silly stuff to find out somebody's there, and it's embarrassing. No, I'm joking. And then I need to do green. This area that I hinted green. Do I really want to fill the shaded areas? Not. That be the question. Oh, there's no, oh no, there's the yellow. Well, I got a yellow ochre there. Can't do black. Can't do too many browns. Deep green. Maybe next to dark blue. That won't work. I just did the cerulean blue. That's the problem with small. I'll just have to mix the color maybe. Holy cow, I'm hot. I forgot the fan. I just ate, that's why. And I need the fan to dry off the paintings anyway. Be right back. Gotta get the fan. Grr. The humidity. The air sits still. It could be 70 degrees, which is cold to me. But with the humidity and no air moving, it just gets sticky, icky. All right. Be right back. Oh, this is craziness. It has been, I'm surprised the grass is even brown with all the rain we get. I think we had 2 days with no rain, and the grass turned brown in that short 2 days. Okay, there we go. Whew. Okay, well, Mona called earlier. I deleted that other stream. I can't call her. She'll figure it out. I hope. Red and orange. I guess I could do the bright yellow again. I can make an orange. I'm doing the yellow leaves because I can't even decide on spaces. That's funny. Easier to do my leaves. And we're using this color because this one is lumpy. It's not good for tiny details. I could probably mix it up for larger areas, but it's not going to work for leaves. The only problem with that fan blowing is it tends to dry your paint sooner. Just do smaller dots. I need a tinier brush. Out. Okay, make that one work. Or I can go tinier. Let me see. I need that tiny one for the green outline on these. Maybe that'll work. Love doing tiny line details because you kind of gotta hold your breath in a way to do these. Makes you focus. Forget everything when you do tiny, tiny details. I need to create a stand for the phone so that it'll hold the phone directly over painting. I like put start at the bottom. Somewhere to put my hands. This canvas was, I started it, what did I decide, 5, 6 years ago? About 5 years ago. I spray painted it with a metallic pinkish, heavier areas in some, and then I did an ink drip, and then I just started filling it in with details. And I think this is the one I was working on when I had to quit the art studio. When I worked at the art studio, I was able to work at my own pace and determine what I could do. They didn't care if I just sat in the studio all day and did nothing but chat with people as a mentor. But I did a lot of work there. And then we got a new CEO, and he started requiring me to be able to do a bunch of other stuff that I just could not do. So I ended up having to quit my lovely job. Hey, Mona. I see you're here now. Focusing on tiny, tiny details today. Anxious to use more of my gouache paints, but I couldn't decide what color to do next, so I'm like, I'm just going to do my little leaves. Is the music too loud? Hey, Ube. How you doing today? You're not in the hospital anymore, are you? Yes, you can. What? If anybody wants to join in the chat, they can. I posted the link. Sometimes it's easier. Made it okay. Not too bad, though. Oh, music is okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing Floyd. Could be depressing, but it's actually making me feel better because I can express some things. Even though I'm not really saying anything. Let's do it this way. I noticed I went back and saw parts of my video from yesterday, and that music was pretty loud, but I had the speaker really close. So today I put it behind my head. I'd like to have it blaring, but that wouldn't be fun for everybody. 2 watching, 2 likes. That means you are liking what you're watching, or you just like me. I don't know. Yeah, Eric did a moonrise last night. That was really pretty. He was disappointed because of clouds, but I think the clouds made it. I think that's what made it really cool. Didn't get to see the moon at all here. In fact, it was pretty dark out. And the coyotes are getting very aggressive out here. They really want the chickens. So when I hear them going crazy, it's like, good thing I wasn't out in the outhouse, because you kind of got to stay in there till they get chased off by somebody. They're getting very aggressive. They must be hungry. That far. Somebody's lurking. I'm lurking. I don't know where Annie is yet. I'm the one lurking. I'm on the other phone to read the chat. So maybe I should hit the like button so I'm not a lurker without like. There we go. So my friend that I spend summers meeting up with at Mingus once in a while called today to check up on me. That was fun. He wants me to go stay in Mesa instead of Flagstaff. He's saying it's really cold up there, lots of storms. So I'm thinking if I have to leave here before November, that I was going to go sit up at Flagstaff. I mean, if I were to leave this week or next, maybe, that I was going to sit in Flagstaff, but he's talking about how cold it is, so I might, and I could, as much as I don't really want to, camp in my mechanic's yard with my camper till it's time to go to courts. It all depends on what happens with gas prices this week. If they skyrocket, I would say if they hit $5, I'd have to leave immediately. Yeah, Flagstaff gets snow. It does. I don't know where Annie is. She was on Eric's feed late last night. Right as he was logging off, actually, close to time. Can you even see the tiny yellow leaves from there? Because I can't see anything here. Yeah, Flagstaff is it's 7,700 feet in elevation, just like Mingus. Mingus is just a mountaintop. Flagstaff's a whole city up in the mountain. Because Mingus, you can go down to the valley and get warm again. Flagstaff, you'd have quite a drive to get warm. I do have heat and nice warm blankies, but just don't really want to sleep all day long, which is what I would have to do in Flag if I wanted to stay warm. I have to stay in the blankets all day. But survival, we'll see what happens. But I do have the option of Mesa. I'd be camping in a junkyard basically, because that's where he puts all his older stuff that he doesn't want to get rid of, like box trucks. He has things stored up in it, just things to trade with and to repair, I guess. He talks a lot. That's the main reason. I mean, he's a good friend, but he can talk nonstop. He won't even breathe to where you could break in. I've had to hang up on him a couple times. It's kind of funny. But I'm anxious to get the quartzite. I won't need to drive my truck, so I won't need to pay car insurance. Right now, the truck's not insured. Yes, Flagstaff and Quartzsite and Mesa are all in Arizona. I have a wedding to go to on the 22nd. I also have a woman, her daughter, and 2 grandkids that are waiting to meet me out at Quartzsite. They're brand new to nomad living, and it's hot right now, which they can deal with, but it gets very cold in Quartzsite. It can go down to freezing. And I just want to make sure they're set up enough to where they're not getting sick and cold all the time with the little ones. So I'm going to go out there and help her make sure she's set up good for the winter. And then I'll be there at least a couple months, because that's how much it'll cost to save the fuel to go again. If I stay there till April, that's even better. But it gets very hot out there again starting in March. But if I go and stay out there a while, I can build up some funds, especially if I don't drive the truck. I won't need the insurance on it. Thinking of just getting 1-day insurance to get to wherever I'm getting. I can't afford a monthly payment right now and eat and get to places I need to get to. And it's not like I can stay in Quartzsite all summer long as a permanent place, so I'm going to need fuel to get back out of Quartzsite. Stupid fuel costs. Kind of dictating my life at this point. What the heck? I thought Arizona was safe. No, Arizona is not safe from winter. Everybody thinks of Phoenix. And Superstition Mountains, which is right on the edge of Phoenix, it's one of the mountains that surround the valley, they get snow there. So no, Arizona is not snow-free. Surprise. We even got snow in the valley one winter. It was kind of funny because people didn't shut off their evap cooler lines up to their roofs, and I was in a mobile home park. I'm walking around and there's a fountain on top of everybody's mobile. It was so hilarious. I mean, not really. We all had to pay to get new tubing in, but it was just so funny to see. Good, get something to eat. I had taters. Made me a couple baked taters with butter. All right, so here's the question I have. If you can make butter out of cream, can you not just use butter in your coffee for cream? Has anybody tried it? If it's the same ingredient, just a different texture, right? I'm waiting on that answer. You're really cheap when you're thinking of using butter instead of cream. I am getting cheaper and cheaper. What's really nice is my friend here gave me an Instapot because her husband won't let her use it. He's afraid of it exploding on her. So she gave it to me, and I'm able to now cook large beans in a very short time, like 15 minutes if I were to soak them. And that's what they hand out mostly at Quartzsite, so I definitely won't be hungry in Quartzsite this year. And with cumin and coriander, which is fairly cheap spices, I can make a decent bean dish for every day. Also, I always sprouted my beans because they cause stomach issues. I found that putting them in the Instapot does the same thing. So I just need to get a new inverter because I only have a 1,000-watt modified. The Instapot is 1,000 watts, but when you start an appliance, it does this peak, and that would kick off my inverter. Somebody texted my phone and I can't check it. I can. If I get disconnected, I'll be right back. I'm tethered today. The hotspot ran out last month, and I'm trying to preserve it for this month. So I'm tethered right now, and it's so fragile that it likes to disconnect. But I'm going to attempt to see who texted me. Oh, she wants to talk now, but I'm working now, so it's not going to happen. I can't text her back because I definitely will bump it. So I have a lot more leaves in this area than that area. I think I'll wait till get things filled to see if that's an area I will need to fill up or not. Don't know. Really don't want to overwhelm it if it doesn't need to be. Okay, I have to rinse my brush a lot because it starts to clump on the brush. Paint dries so fast. So I thought if it got too bad, I could just turn on some comedy and we could listen to some comedy. But for now, I think I'm doing okay. Not too bad. Not too shabby compared to yesterday. Really thought I was going to have to go somewhere yesterday. It was close. But U-Haul streamed the boat show and caught me at just the right time. And it helped a lot. So that's why I have comedy on standby today, just in case. Oh, I'm sorry, Moni. You should have typed in that you were there. There you is.
Howdy, honey.
Hi.
Yeah.
How long were you sitting there?
Only about 2 minutes, if that long.
That's a long time.
I have other things going on, kept me busy too, so. Well, I like the picture so far. I can't tell what it is.
I can't tell what it is either. It's got leaves and flowers and ground.
Leaves and flowers and ground, huh?
Yeah, this is the direction it goes in.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear how I started that one? It's got a spray paint that didn't come out even.
Yeah.
And then I dripped the ink blots around. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, honey, you really need to come to Missouri, see.
I need to come to what?
Missouri.
It snows.
Honey, we had 2 days of snow last year.
Well, I mean, it's cold enough to snow.
It's only with the cold. I think we only had 4 whole days of it being cold.
So it's over 50 degrees in the wintertime there.
Oh, a lot of times. We don't get cold till at least February.
Well, so then I'm going to give up all my friends in Quartzsite to go there.
Well, it's kind of, you got friends here.
I got a lot more in Quartzsite, and I would miss them.
Well, we'd help you make all kinds of new friends.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to live in Missouri. Sorry.
We got beautiful lakes.
Yeah, Quartzsite has the Colorado River close by. Lake Havasu. Yeah, Colorado River. So it's a short trip to Blythe or to Havasu or wherever. But what's really nice about Quartzsite, there's like 100,000 people within this short area for a couple months.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. I just would like for you to come to Missouri.
I know. I'd like to be there for the event, but
I think you and I working together, we can make some money.
There's a lot people think I can do that I can't.
You paint.
I paint. And so far, I've only sold one painting, and that was to a viewer. I took my stuff down to the other gallery, and she made comments about quality of work and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. They're cool pictures, but they're not good quality, is what she basically was telling me.
Opinions are like you know what, and everybody's got one.
Yeah, but
and some of them stink.
This was a pretty relaxed studio. They have some standards, I'm telling you. Galleries are not easy to get into, even if you have cool pictures. Plus, they take 50%. They're nasty. But I think I can do better online than I can in person. At least I
don't know what the shipping costs the way they are today.
$50. It cost me $50 to ship that $300 painting. And then I needed to buy new paints. So there was another $50. It really didn't get very far. And then I had to buy something because as part of a community, you have to contribute. So I had to do that, and that cost me another $100.
Now, Vern had an online auction the other day for some of his woodworking bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many viewers does he have?
I don't know.
I got 60.
Okay. And like right now, we got what, 3 in
yeah, this is about what I normally get. About 3 people when I'm streaming.
Well, the thing is, we need to get you fried. We gotta get you.
People expect to be entertained. I'm not really doing it to entertain people. I'm just doing it to visit while I work. I can't come up with topics and entertain people. That would be far too much stress for me. I'm not an entertainer. You are.
I know. I just need a live streamer. I need a camera person really bad.
But you saw my streams, man. I barely got what I was talking about into the picture. I'm pretty bad at it. I could do a still camera, but walking around, I looked at it and I was upset with myself because I didn't get what I thought I was getting.
You didn't have the picture, what you couldn't see what you was filming on your camera while you was filming it?
Nope. It was too sunny. I don't know how they do it. They must know just from doing it where their camera lies or something. I don't know how they do it. I'd need lessons, and I'm not good at lessons because I don't like listening to people.
They put it in dark mode.
Dark mode?
Uh-huh.
How would that? Mine's always in dark mode, though. I got black backgrounds with white text. I have bad vision. And that's what else I forgot about. Well, I can't leave this week unless I can get in this week. Somebody set me up with the eye program to get a pair of get my eyes checked and then get glasses. Once I get a prescription, I can easily get glasses. But my eyes need a check because last time I bought glasses, I paid $200, got 3 pairs. Within a week, my eye changed. I'm like, okay, something's wrong. So now I got to get a real eye exam. But somebody lined me up with that out here. You know, they have good intentions and they do try to help. I just can't get this one person to listen that she's not helping, that she's actually harming. I can't get her to listen. She wants to talk right now. And I'm like, well, no, I'm busy working right now, which I didn't text her back. But I've tried to talk to her before and she just digs her heels in. She doesn't do it to anybody else. And then I was watching the videos on YouTube and I just started laughing, haha, Biden running, screaming Armageddon. And she's like, you know, they make up videos. And I'm sitting there thinking, how does she know I'm not even watching a cartoon? And I'm like, she's just so anxious to jump on me and correct me all the time. So when we went out to eat, somebody asked how old I was, and I told him 12, and she got really mad. She goes, you're not 12, and glared me down, and I wouldn't back down that time. And I didn't want to blurt out in the middle of the restaurant with everybody there that that's how you treat me, but I just glared it back at her. And somebody across the table got really stressed and said 12 teen, and everybody agreed, and that was the end of it. But she wasn't about to let up. And then on the way home, she wants to start telling me that my reality isn't reality, and so didn't really say that to me. And I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know what's happening with her. I think she adopted me as her child or something, and I'm not a child. I may have issues, but anyway, it was harsh. I had a hard time dealing with it. I don't like when my reality is questioned like that on a constant basis. I might not have the same reality she does, but I should be able to speak at least, you know? Laugh about something without having to explain. But it's actually doing more damage because then I feel like I can't talk to anybody about anything because I'm afraid of getting shut down again. So I'm going to attempt to have one more talk with her. If that don't work, I'm giving up. Just means she's too stubborn to listen. I know, she just wants the best, but if you don't listen to somebody, you're not doing the best, and you still don't listen when they say it's harming them, then it's not good intentions. It's selfish intentions at that point. I should text her back. I'm afraid of disconnecting the tether. But this is StreamYard. I should be able to get right back on if it disconnect, right?
I don't know.
No. I think that was what somebody said when they were streaming on their drive. Might have been Eric. But I can't text and ask. All right. I'm going to attempt to text her back. Tell her I'm working right now. And somebody from this group gets on the streams occasionally. So, yeah. I think they're checking to see if I'm streaming their property or not. I don't know. Let's see if I can do this gently. Oh, it went. Yay. And I'm still here. Whew. I don't know what it is about Floyd's sad songs that make me feel better. I was listening to this one called Keep Talking. Really enjoyed the words of that one. You hold still. I always think you're frozen. You have this unique skill of holding very still.
That's why my art teachers like to use me as the model.
Yeah.
No, I was actually off on another page. I had somebody hack my computer,
Oh no.
and it was obvious they were going to try to hack my credit card account.
Yeah.
So I went down and I called the bank and credit card services, and they canceled that card and gave me a new card. Somewhere in between there, the automatic payment came out of $100, which doesn't show on the account of coming out now, but it showed last week that it came out. And now I've got my first and only ever late charge
Oh.
because they never got the payment. It was automatic payment, and I couldn't figure out why they didn't get the payment. And
Oh,
because
because
of that, it jumped my interest. That one late charge jumped my interest from 13% to 22.6%, and
oh.
gave me a $47 late fee charge, which added to my credit card, which upped my minimum payment from $69 a month to $157 a month.
And you called them and said it all happened because you had to stop that card,
Yeah,
and they didn't care.
they're doing their due diligence on it, and will get back to me in 7 to 10 days.
Uh,
But no, I'll be in the bank. I can't go today. It's Columbus Day, so the banks are closed.
oh, it's a holiday. Didn't know that.
So I'll go to the bank first thing tomorrow morning, and we're going to get this fixed one way or t'other. If I have to take out a bank loan to pay off the credit card and then pay the
Good
bank loan,
God.
I don't know. But it's left me in the red. If they take that $100 out, if they didn't take the 100 out, which they said they did, so I figured up how much money I had in the bank, and I made some expenditures.
Uh-huh.
And now if they take the $100 plus the $47 late fee out, I'm in the red. And I am pissed. Piss doesn't give it enough,
Right.
because I got to get gas to get back and forth to work. Back and forth to doing the work that I'm doing for the Convoy of Honor.
Yep.
I mean, and I'm like, what? My bank shows I got $129 in the account.
Ugh.
Well, when you take $100 out of that plus 47 for this supposed late fee.
Yep, then it puts your bank account in the hole, which they don't wait long for their money at all, and they start wanting to press charges. Good God.
So I'm going to go to the bank. I've been a customer there for 45 years, okay?
Yeah.
Never, ever had a late payment on anything, ever.
Well, that'll be in your favor.
And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to say, look, now I got hacked, and you guys told me on the 4th when I called in at the bank, the $100 had been withdrawn for the payment. Now the credit card's telling me they didn't get the payment. And now my bank statement doesn't show where it was withdrawn. So what the hell's going on here? And let's get this fixed. If I have to close out my bank account, credit card account with my bank, and go someplace else, I'm not paying 22.6% interest because I was late one damn time.
And it's not even your fault for being late, because you did pay it. It didn't go through because they had to shut the card down and they lost the payment in the process.
Yep. Not my fault.
That's true.
But it sure put a hold on. I mean, I went through this morning counting my change, okay? And I have enough change that I could possibly get some gas. But, I got a lot of running to do this month. I still got a lot of posters to put out. And I'm like, shit, damn, people.
Yeah, I was talking with my friend about the stupid gas prices and why I'm not where I want to be and all that stuff. It's like they're trying to get rid of the poor at this point.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm even like, I took my inheritance and bought that truck, and they said, okay, that won't count against your resources, but they cut my income anyway and said it did. And now, if I were to sell that truck to make ends meet, they would count that as income again. And it's like, wait a minute, I can't even sell my truck at this point. They're crazy.
Make sure they devalue your truck.
They won't devalue it.
Yeah, you can make them go and do another blue book on it.
No, the value won't go down. I got a really good deal. Trust me, the blue book value is higher than what I paid.
With all the miles you put on it?
Yep. I just checked it. I'm like, that's amazing, but I can't count that as income. I won't have anything for months and months and months. It's half a year's income for me.
Yeah.
So they're like, they want to cut my income twice for the same amount of money. But that's their rules. I almost lost my income entirely for a month, a whole month's income for being $5 over the $2,000 resource limit. I had $500 in the bank account, and they wanted to shut me down. I told them I was trying to make a car insurance payment, and they're like, no, you can't save up for car insurance payment. You have to pay monthly. And I'm like, no, I don't. But according to them, I do, because I'm not allowed to have in resources over $2,000. Even if they've already counted it as income and took it out of my check, I still can't have it. And they hired hundreds of thousands more workers, investigators, trying to get more people off. So anytime I have income online, which they make you put your Social Security in, I have to report it or lose my income. So next month I only have $100 extra, and that was going to be to get the truck insurance to drive back. But if they're going to cut it again, I'm going to have to drive without the insurance.
Well, they're talking about cutting Social Security 25% across the board.
Then I'm screwed.
I am too. I'm totally screwed. That's $150 a month out of my income.
Oh, that would happen in December when I'm in quartzsite, and I wouldn't be able to get out of quartzsite. Well, at least quartzsite has a really good food bank, and everything's walking distance for me.
Well,
although I should hit Wilhoit because it's a farming community and they've got an abundance of food all the time there. They have to end up feeding stuff to the hogs because there's not enough people there to eat all they get there.
Huh. I mean, I'm not going to go hungry. There's no way I can go hungry. But
well, there is a way you could. If the farms aren't producing anymore, then we're all screwed.
No, I don't need the farms. I don't need the grocery stores.
Okay.
I'm not going to go hungry. Okay. I got my own worms. I got a fishing pole. I got a lake. I got deer on the farm running out our yang.
Yeah.
I won't go hungry. Okay?
Everywhere I go, they don't allow fishing without a license.
I'm over 65. I don't have to have a license anywhere I go fishing.
That's my problem. If I could be over 65, I'd be okay right now.
But
I got 6 more years to go.
Yeah. Well, I can go fishing. I even got a pond on the farm that's stocked. So, I can always find food. But I got so much food stocked up. I mean, I have enough food stocked for 10 years, probably 25 years.
Yeah, I can carry enough
I
for a
ration it.
couple months, but after that, I'd be hungry.
Yeah, well, I got a farm uh, storage house. You know, I'm not going to go hungry. There's no possible way for me to go hungry, so I'm not worried about food. Uh, I might have to live on pumpkin for a while because that's what I got massively growing in the garden.
Yeah. Well, we
Uh,
got all the prickly pear. Can eat the pad leaves. Those are filling enough.
yeah.
We've got crickets and grasshoppers. I also know how to forage for some other things. I really won't starve. I'll be hungry.
Yeah, I may not be eating the stuff I want to eat,
Right.
okay? But I could eat a filling of rice every day for the next 25 years. I only got about 900 pounds of rice.
I got rice, but it kind of goes rancid after a bit.
Yeah.
But if you do enough spices in it, you can't tell.
Well, all of my rice is stored in vacuum seal and also down in a big
Temperature.
watertight deep freezer, airtight.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's my problem with the Nomad. You don't get temperature control.
yeah. So, yeah, I ain't ever gonna worry about going hungry. Uh, Hell, I got enough rabbits in my front yard every morning that I could eat rabbit every day for a week. All I have to do is trap and hunt once. So, and starting next month, I should get 2 or 3 roadkill. I got my number in with the highway patrol or the police department.
Yeah.
Somebody hits a deer, just call me. I'll go get it.
Doesn't it make you sick eating the ones that died?
No, honey, not if it's hit right. If I get it right away.
Right.
It's like they called me one day and said, Mona, we've had to take down a little fawn. You want it? I said, yeah. About 15 minutes later, it showed up at my door. And within 10 minutes, it was uh, dressed and being cut up for food. About 35 minutes later, there was a big pot of deer roast in the crock pot. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, they put it down. Yeah. It's different when it doesn't die on the scene than when it does. When it dies on the scene, man, it causes all kinds of havoc with your system.
Not really. That's all in field dressing it and knowing what to do with it. I had a guy hit one, but I ended up having to cut its throat because its back leg was busted.
Uh,
But uh, no, I can go out the farm any morning, and get 2 or 3 as soon as the sun rises. We'll have 10 or 15 standing in the damn yard. We're overloaded with deer.
we got lots of pigeons out this way and quail.
They good eating.
Quail's good eating, yeah. Not yummy, but good.
So's pigeon. Squab is absolutely delicious. That's what it's
I've
called.
heard.
Seen it. Yeah.
I tried.
All birds are edible. I don't think I'd enjoy eating carrion, but
Ugh. Yeah, I don't. Anything that scavenges, I tend to stay away from.
yeah, I was going to get a whole lot done today. That was going to require gas. And I'm like, I ain't moving till I get a hold of my bank tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I did get all the spigots for the 15-gallon water barrels for the event for hand washing places. I got that done.
Cool.
I got the big posters done for the Convoy of Honor event base camp, but I've got posters to deliver yet. But I ain't delivering nothing today. And if I'd have known that, I would have went out and ate.
Your scooter don't go very far?
Honey, it's not far enough to go where I need to go to get anything. No.
Darn.
Yeah. It only goes 15 miles at 15 mile an hour. And
Your
it's
nearest place to go eat is a lot farther than 15 miles?
well, you got to get back too.
Yeah.
So it's just not just going there.
Wow.
The closest place to go
In
get
Mesa,
something.
you can go 5 minutes to get somewhere and 5 minutes back.
Well, honey, it's only 6 minutes to get to the store,
Yeah.
but 6 minutes back.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you figure that up, that's 12 miles right there.
Yeah.
And that's if you don't drive it around the grocery store.
Yep.
Yeah, it won't make it far enough to get. I mean, I've got a convenience store, but hell, they want $11 for a hamburger.
For a what?
For a hamburger.
Hamburger. Oh, okay. I didn't hear that clear.
It's I got to get this fixed on the credit cards. What I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got to take the ding off of my credits. What they got to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't late. The bank screwed up. It wasn't me.
Right. Well, because they probably tried to apply the payment to your old car. They don't realize the old car wasn't there and just sent the payment right back.
And I didn't know it, so I thought I had plenty of money in my bank account. That's okay. I'll get it fixed. Somehow, some way, I'll get it fixed. I won't know how much of it I can get fixed till I can actually speak with my banker tomorrow at the bank.
Right.
Because if I can take out a loan, pay off the credit card, have lower interest and a less payment, that's exactly what I'll do. I only use that credit card to fix my truck. And I've been making over minimum payments every month for the last 3 years. So,
did you just have a frog croaking in the background?
Yes, it was my telephone telling me somebody else went live.
Oh. I think I'm going to have to try to make a purple.
Shit.
Who went live?
Oh, nobody did. It was my Cash App card.
Uh, okay, no success on the purple there. But that is a kind of cool color. I'm going to use it.
Buddy Brown went just uploaded a new
Video.
yeah.
I don't have very many I'm subscribed to anymore. I have a few faith-based ones that I like to watch weekly. And then I have Monkey Works. I really don't have all that many subscriptions on that people use on a regular basis.
Yeah. No, I got lots. Okay. Whack Off put up one an hour ago. Steve Turley put up one an hour ago. Fox News put one up an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, I have Fox News.
Buddy Brown 2 minutes ago. And Wendy 59 minutes ago.
Wow, I've been on an hour and I haven't melted down yet?
No.
Wow. A better day.
A better day, dear.
All right, I'm going to try to make purple again. It's so hard to make purple.
Blue and red make purple.
Yeah, no. Sadly, they make a brown, gray, blue. The reds and blues I have, they're not making a purple at all. I got close yesterday, but it was so dark.
You don't have a purple in that box?
Not of the Go Ash. No, I know. I should have made sure I had a purple. I'm gonna try again. When I used the red and the blue, actually, oh, it was the other red. I might be able to. Hold on, I'm gonna try again. When I used the crimson with the Prussian blue, I got a really dark purple. But I need a lighter purple, so let's try a little extra of the crimson, see what happens. Can always mix white with it and make it grayish again. Oh, there it goes. I got a purple.
Okay.
It's kind of dark. Let's see if I can get a touch of white. Nope. If I try to lighten that, well, I'm going to try anyway. What the heck? I'm like, every drop of this paint's fragile to me. I got a little bit of blue in my white, which I have to get out. I got a lot of blue in my white. What the heck? There we go. Boy. Now let's see what happens when I add white to my purple. It's working! Yay! Oh my gosh. I tried so hard yesterday to get a decent purple. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I usually buy purple. It is really oddly hard to do purple. Maybe because my concept of blue and red is different from other people's concept of blue and red. My Sohos, I didn't have the right colors of blue, apparently.
Okay.
I have a new batch of colors coming now, too, because I ran out of a few colors on my last painting. And that costed. I ordered it, and then I'm like, darn, if I would have waited to order, I could have left right away. But, oh well. Things happen for reasons. I might not like them, but they happen.
Oh, I gotta fix me a cup of coffee. I'm getting a headache.
Yeah, I did a cup, and I'm still getting a headache. So I'm drinking my decaf, and then I'm going to make a regular again.
I'm gonna make me a heavy duty espresso.
Ooh.
I gotta get a big dose of caffeine in my system.
I'm pretty sure these colors will pop more once I get the metallic around them, too. Oh. I really love the crimson red. I think the crimson red out of this whole batch is my favorite color. It's that one.
God, I gotta do this.
Get a yellow there. I think I'll do a red again there. Didn't use those yet.
Oh.
Did my chat freeze? I hope not.
No, you're okay.
Okay, because I saw the last comment Uwe posted. It's been there for a while, but probably because people haven't chatted. Now it's not. Oh, there it is.
I had a damn stink bug in the house.
Ugh. I had a coyote try to come in the other night.
Huh.
I heard something at the door, and I'm like, whatever it is. I slammed my foot on the ground and chased it away as usual. And then the next thing I know, I hear it next door. The whole pack of them going nuts.
I got him to go out. Woo.
I don't know if you noticed, but look, my pallets are kind of white.
Yeah.
I decided to soak them down and clean them up for once. I usually enjoy peeling them, but I don't know. I was so anxious yesterday that I thought just peeling the paint would be a good thing to do. So I just peeled paint. Crimson Vermilion.
Come on.
Crimson. I am so in love with this crimson paint. I wish I had a giant tube of it. I could just do one big red thing. It's funny. I rarely use the wells. When I'm mixing, I'll use the wells. When I'm taking out straight color, I'll put it on the edges because I do small dots. If I were to squeeze out a whole bunch, most of it would dry before I finished using it. And I don't have the money to waste paint like that.
No, I'm real skimpy with my paint too. So
I'm starting to get into. I think I'm just going to spray paint backgrounds or use spare paint on backgrounds as opposed to like trying to paint the whole thing with fresh paint because that's so expensive. And this brush is starting to split. I left it in the water too long. I used to keep hardtack candy. When I
Yeah.
was done painting, I'd put the candy in my mouth and then get the syrupy stuff on the brush to firm them up.
Yeah.
That helped hold their shape. But I'm off of cane sugar right now, so that wouldn't be good. I guess I could roll it in sugar or something. I just don't want to have sugar around, I guess. I'm a bit of a food addict. If it's there, I'll eat it. That's why I don't buy sweets and stuff for my house at all. Now I'm off the cane sugar because I notice when I'm on cane sugar in any form that my allergies are way worse. And with the stupid C crap that goes around, everybody thinks that's what I got and can't go anywhere. So I had to quit eating sugar. Otherwise, I'd accept a day of running this for a double caramel Magnum bar.
Double caramel, huh?
Oh my gosh. My favorite in the world. I have it once or twice a year. Normally have to prepare to be sick the next day, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I understand. I like a really good Italian spaghetti sauce I make,
Ooh.
but I got to remember to take the heartburn pill before I eat the spaghetti.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really worth it. Okay.
We went to this Italian place. I think it's called Artie's in Pecos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, very good. The sauce did not have lots of spices, but the tomato and the cooking was so well done that it was good. And I don't like bland,
Well,
but that was very good.
my first husband's grandmother was born and raised in Sicily. And she taught me how to make a spaghetti sauce that I can only afford to make it once a year. I usually make it for Halloween. It's called my blood and guts for Halloween. But it calls for 5 different types of tomato, 5 different types of meat, 5 different spices, 5 different cheeses,
Wow.
5 different peppers. It's called the Sicilian 5 sauce.
Yummy.
And it takes 24 hours. It has to cook for 24 hours.
Yep, that's the way to do the good ones.
And oh man, is it good. It's good the first day, but it's better the second, third, and fourth day.
Yep. Most of that stuff is the flavors meld.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I make it up and we have the spaghetti on Halloween. And then I got leftovers that I jar up and use for, I like to put it on French bread. You know, toast up a piece of French bread and pour it over that French bread the next day. Oh, God, it's good. But it's expensive.
Yep.
Very expensive now.
Oh, I got blue in the lid of the white. Oh my gosh, what a mess. I'm going to lose white paint trying to fix this. How the heck did I do that?
You put the wrong lid on the wrong tube.
No, it's the right lid. It's got the white on the tip part. I just got blue on it and then put the lid on and didn't realize. It does not want to come out. I gotta close it somehow. Maybe if I do this. Let that lid dry. What a mess. I have to mix more purple because it didn't cover well.
And when you're mixing to try to get the exact color is almost impossible.
I know. I'm seeing it right now. It's darn it. That's because I used the wrong red. I'm not gonna do it again. I keep thinking lighter red, but I have to use the darker red. And then to try to put in dots close enough without getting it on the tube of paint. Okay, it's not exact. So now I've got to do a light cover over the whole thing to cover the white spots. What if I'm just going to do part of it? It'll look like it got shaded in some area or something. Water it down a little on the edges. Blend it. All right, that worked. Wow, the stuff's so thick that it doesn't want to go down in some spots.
Huh.
And I didn't notice it until it dried. There we go. I'm trying to be too cheap with it.
There ain't even a tank of gas left on that Bug Tussle Cash App card.
Wow.
Well, it cost me $47 or $41, something like that, yesterday to get all the spigots. But that was still a savings because it was going to cost $200 for a hand washing sink.
Yeah.
Just one for the event. And I had 3 of these barrels, and I bought 3 of the spigots, and they came to $40-some. Else spigots was over like $11 a piece, something like that, you know. And then of course I had to have the $5 thing of plumber's tape to make sure they don't leak when I screw them into the barrels.
Yeah.
So, and I needed batteries. I bought enough batteries so I could have a flashlight, you know, to see with.
All right. I got to wash this brush. It's separating too much.
Yeah. There's only $19 left on it.
Wow.
But the most I ever had on it was 161, I believe.
Well, didn't you put 100 of it on there yourself?
I put 40 of it on there myself.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
So I've had a $20 donation from Rob Young, and then when his house burnt, I felt obligated to give it back to him.
Yeah.
You know, that was a $10. He put $10 on. Well, I felt like I was obligated to give him $10 back. You know, his house burnt.
Yeah.
Okay, at the time he donated to the convoy, his house was not burnt.
Right.
But once I found out that him and Teresa's house burnt down, I felt obligated to at least give him back what he had donated, you know.
Yeah.
But I paid for all the posters and the code of conduct copies and everything else. I paid for all that copy work to get done. That's what it was for. Okay.
Right.
And I did it, you know, what I was supposed to do. I got to figure out now because I've got a meeting Wednesday at Golden Corral, which means that they're going to expect me to pay for my lunch.
Right.
But I'm meeting with the entertainment people that's doing all the entertainment and sound system and the MCs
Yep.
to get the show all locked together. But I'll just have to go dig through the house. I got a feeling that somewhere I've got another couple of these bottles full of change somewhere,
Hiding around.
you know. I don't normally spend change. It gets stuck in a bottle and then the bottle gets stuck in a cabinet someplace. That's called my
Emergency funds.
emergency funds. Yes. I've got probably 8 or 10 bottles of nothing but pennies. And I hate cashing in pennies right now because the copper, I can melt them down and they'd be worth more than the pennies.
Yeah. Well, that's if it's a pure copper penny. They've added silver to a lot of those.
Yeah. But
You'd have to separate the silver from the copper.
I mean, I always have a way to get a little extra money. I mean, my sister will loan me money anytime I need it. She always gets it back. You know, like I said, I've never made a late payment. And now I got this $47 late fee. Excuse me, I never go in the red on my bank account. I never have a late fee ever, not on my rent, not on my other bills ever. And then to have a late fee that jumps me from I could handle a $69 a month payment. In fact, I was making $100 a month payment. But to jump me from $69 up to $157,
Harsh.
I can't do that. So I'm gonna have to find a way to fix it. I mean, I have borrowing power up to $12,000, but I don't know what kind of payment that would make on me, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's really getting bold down there. The metallic will offset it.
Yeah. I like it.
It
Oh,
wasn't
somebody.
what I imagined it to be. I kind of like the shading, but now that I've already in the process of deleting the shading, or I could reshade some of these. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just fill this one with blue and then just go with the shading on the rest of it because I've already got a good shading started in here. Those seem to work. If I were to do a little bit of shading with that green, that'll bring the shading balance back in. We'll see. This is such an odd picture. I don't normally do ink dripping pictures. I wonder what Uwe's eating that's taking. It must be really good. See if that's dried up enough to put it on the weight. Not dry enough yet. Yep. Light blue here. This table is not long enough. Unless Unless I stand to paint. I don't really want to stand to paint today. Have we heard from Jeff, who's down in Florida, from anywhere?
Which Jeff?
The one that's in Florida for the hurricane stuff.
Oh, Wyckoff?
No, Jeff.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah, he's down there working with FEMA.
Okay.
Last I heard, he was there. He's heading up a FEMA. I guess he does where he goes in and estimates the damage.
Okay. Estimator.
He does damage assessments.
Okay.
For hurricane relief. So
yeah, I don't know if he's going to make it to Quartzsite this year after all that.
He's planning on coming to the event in Missouri.
Oh, so he will be done then.
Yeah, they go out on 2-week deployments, honey.
Oh, okay.
They won't let you work more than 2 weeks because you get what they call disaster burnout.
Ah.
So they deploy people on 2-week stints. Like my friend Lewis, he's with the National Guard Relief.
Uh-huh.
And they still will only deploy him for 2 weeks at a time.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, he's a professional diver and helicopter rescue team member and a medic. So every time there's a disaster, he's one of the first ones they call in, because if they got anybody that might be underwater or anything. I'm really proud of that man. The day we had that duck accident on the lake, he was the first diver in the water. That man was in the water for nearly 36 hours.
Oh, wow.
And to go in and have to pull out deceased bodies for that many hours, that had to take a mental toll on Lewis.
Yep.
I know it did. He was sick for 2 days afterwards, from just being under the water too long. I mean, he didn't stay. It wasn't a constant 36 hours. He was
Right.
down and then up, but the man didn't sleep the whole time. He did not sleep until every single person had been accounted for. Yeah. He's the one that told us what actually happened. Apparently the man, there was one family lost 19 members.
Wow.
Well, the father of that family weighed about 300 pounds.
Oh.
And he got stuck in the door. It's only a 32-inch door.
Yeah.
And he had 2 babies in his arms.
Aww.
And he got stuck in the door, and nobody else could get out after he got stuck.
Ugh.
And, I don't know. They got to have either make a bigger door, okay, or limit the size of people. One or the other, because that was just, if they hadn't put a hard top on it, that duck, originally the ducts were open. There was no top, there was no windows, they were open. So if it went underwater, everybody could just get out in the water, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they put a hard top on them. And they still had flap windows, just thick plastic flaps for if it rained in climate weather.
Yeah.
Then they decided to put bus windows in it. Those little windows.
Yeah.
Hard windows. And all the life jackets were locked in. They didn't unlock the life jackets.
Oh, man.
Didn't have time to. Okay. So it really was a tragedy. And I was sitting there watching that wind when it came in. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder why the other people didn't think of going first. I guess they didn't think he would get stuck.
Well, the thing about it is that it's just that I can tell you because I was here, okay, when it happened. I was probably 100 yards from where it happened when it happened, but the sky was blue, and you could see a storm was coming. Okay, you could see the clouds off in the distance. Okay, a storm is coming, and there were 3 ducks in the water. They went in the water before the storm alert. Okay, and they were rushing. I mean, going faster than they would on a normal tour, and they had to go around the Showboat Branson Bell to get to the takeout, the boat ramp takeout. And 2 of them made it, but the third one got sideways of the wave, and the minute it got sideways, it went down. But that wind came up, and you had a constant gust of wind that lasted for about 3 minutes. That was over 75 mile an hour ahead of that storm. And I don't care whether it was a duck boat, a rowboat, a sailboat. If it got sideways of that huge wave that came up and hit that boat,
Yep.
that went down too. But they're trying to jail the captain that was of that boat. They're charging that man with the death of those people. Now that man had, they're saying, well, he shouldn't have went in the water. He never received he's out on a tour. All right. He's not watching the weather. He's depending
Right.
he's depending on home base to radio him, right? Well,
And they didn't.
they don't radio him till he's already in the water. And he's immediately heading to the nearest takeout. I mean, the storm appears to be the storm was another 15 or 20 minutes away. But there
Mm-hmm.
was this rogue wind that came in ahead of the storm, and that's what got him. Okay. And I'm like, if the duck had been out on the road and got hit with the tornado and people killed, the driver still alive, would you want to punish the driver? This was an act of God, folks.
Yeah. Some
You
people
know,
don't account for that. They just put too much pressure on people.
well, the driver lost his life. The other captain is the one that they're trying to put in jail. There was 2 captains on board. Okay. And I think it's just wrong. It was an act of God. Come on. And it was the rules. I agree with that, because the rules in a boat out here on Table Rock Lake is anyone under the age of 12 must be wearing a life jacket on the water. And if the ducks had made sure that all the children had life jackets, the life jackets should have been unlocked before they, the bar that goes across that locks the life jackets in, that should have been unlocked before entering the water. Always. Well, I'm like, them throwaway life jackets, they put in the airplane seats, under the airplane seats.
Mm-hmm.
There should have been one under every single seat in those duck boats, especially when they put windows on and people couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
But anything, they should have never put a hard top on it. Okay, it needed to. If you wanted to have a top, it needed to be a canvas top, and it needed to be electronically controlled so that the minute the duck goes in the water, the top rolls open. Okay. anything than what they did. They had some really, but that's the people who designed the ducks. That's not the captain who's trying to save all those people. They never talked about the two captains that managed to get their duck boats out of the water just in the nick of time. There were three. Two made it out, one didn't. Act of God.
All right. Well, the two spaces I thought I would be able to leave as shaded have little something on them that won't come off.
What? Show me again.
There's these two shaded areas I was going to leave.
Yeah.
They have like a rust spot or something on them. So now I've got to paint over them because of that. I thought it was coffee and it would wipe off, but it's
Make
not.
it a knot hole.
A knot hole.
A knot hole, like the end of a piece of wood.
Yeah, I'd have to do that with all the spaces though, because it wouldn't blend it very well.
Well, I don't know, that one, because of its color, looks like it could be just a stump or a piece of sidewalk when you're looking at it.
I think I did too many. I think I painted in too many spaces to get away with keeping some shaded.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of filling those two and just leaving the center one with the shading.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta fill them. I think I'll do the dark green with that.
Oh, that would be great. I'd like that. I'm already imagining that with the
Well,
dark.
this is the dark green. It's very, very, very dark.
Yeah, it's forest green.
But as I put the metallics around it, it'll make it pop. I just don't have the metallics right now.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to try to put that lid back on the white again. I think it's dry enough. Let's put it on and see what happens. Oh, it's good. Whew.
Okay.
What a mess. So I'm going to actually take, I don't know if I want to use the lighter green or the darker green to outline all these little leaves. Probably maybe a combination of both.
Well, I would like the darker green added with the maybe you shade it into the light, do it light, and then put the dark green on and kind of shade the edge.
Well,
and
with the gouache, it's hard to do shading. I'd have to bring out the Soho for shading. But I could go dark with the gouache around it, and then if I needed to pop something, use a Soho to shade it in with a lighter color. Highlight. Yeah. It would be highlighting at that point because I'm going lighter.
Yeah. Like the sun is shining on the leaves a little.
Yeah. I don't like to do shading and highlighting because then I have to pay attention which direction the light's coming from. And
yeah,
that's just not my thing. Although I do have, you haven't seen the one piece. I found this one and another one in the truck. Let me see if I can find that one. This one's fun. All it has is highlighting left. And it kind of, oh, why is that all wet? Oh, it flooded in here. So all it is highlighting the bubbles out.
And I like that.
And the little leafy things.
Yes.
Yep. So this is the full piece.
Yeah.
So I thought I sold it, but I guess I didn't. And now that I pulled this out, it is wet. There must have been flooding in that corner. Oh, man. I'm not even going to do it right now. It will stay wet for a while, so I got time to work. But I can't let them dry together. I'm going to pack that back in so that they stay wet.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get in and I got to get in there and grab some canvases and do some paintings because that's the only way I can think of right now to offset this bank BS.
There you go. And then you can do an auction for raising funds for whatever you need.
No, I'll take them with me to the Convoy of Honor thing because they'll be my paintings, okay? And if I make them, I'll make them that accentuate our our fight or our togetherness,
Yeah.
something that will be a keepsake for somebody that gets it, like a convoy painting, you know,
Yep.
with a motorcycle, a car, an
There is one thing I
SUV,
hadn't
a
thought of
pickup
with
truck.
oh, I hadn't thought of doing prints. I could do prints. I could actually send prints anywhere without actually sending them,
Yeah, and
Order
a whole
from the
lot cheaper
company
for
and-
shipping and handling too.
I know. So I thought I could do like a limited prints on a couple of these. So I'm thinking on Etsy, I'll list maybe a possibility of getting 10 prints, up to 10 prints on something.
Yeah, Vistaprint's about the cheapest I found.
Yeah, I don't trust Vistaprint. I had ordered some business cards from them and they charged it. And then a year later, they started taking out regular payments. And I didn't even order anymore. And I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't notice it for 3 months. So I'm not so trusting of them anymore.
You forgot to check the little box that says
No, I did. I canceled it. I didn't have anything for a whole year. They came back in later and reopened it.
Yeah, that's a hack.
Yeah.
That hack that I got, it shut my computer. I couldn't do anything but call the number for Microsoft.
Oh no. Is that the number
that they posted? Okay.
No, on the pop-up?
Right on the screen.
No. That was how they got your bank info.
Yes. Anyway, they locked my computer up and told me I had to call them at Microsoft's at this number.
Yeah.
So I immediately called the number because I couldn't get out of it. So I called the number.
Fake number.
And they told me that my phones and my computer have been hacked, and that they had been charges to my bank account
that
are still pending because the foreign banks aren't open.
Right.
And I needed to go take out my limit. I needed to go take out my limit.
Let me ask you something though. Did you use the phone number that they gave you?
Yes.
That's a scam.
Well, honey, I know that now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway, they first thing they wanted to do was get in, take over and get this bug out of my computer.
Yeah.
And then they called my bank. They took the number for my card services bank, not the number for the card, but the number for the phone number for the bank.
Yeah.
They told me not to use my telephone because it was hacked.
Yeah.
And then they called the bank, they said, all right? And the bank asked me the typical questions, all right? Which I normally answer when I call my bank.
Right.
All right? Anyhow, they instructed me that the only way to stop this from hitting my credit card and messing things up for a long, long time was to go get cards up to the limit of my account.
Yeah.
Okay, what I have left on my bank account. And I didn't know what to do because I really thought I was talking to my bank. All right.
Yep.
Through their phone.
Yep.
Because they called me and it was on my flip phone.
They've gotten really good at scamming people, man.
Wait a minute. You got to hear this. I mean, I almost fell for it. Okay. Honestly.
I did.
Because I could turn around and go back to my bank and just put those cards back on my bank account. All right. What he told me was as though they was going to ask you for the numbers to put on your bank. I said, you think I'm not quite that stupid. But what happened is I went into Lowe's to buy the cards.
Yeah.
And I got my flip phone and it's on. When I went to purchase $2,000 worth of cards,
oh my God,
they had to have a manager. Well, thank God, his name is Jesus, spelled Jesus. Okay? And he said, no, ma'am. He says, who you got on the phone? I said, he says, scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. Come with me. And he reached over and pushed the mute button on my phone, leaving it on, but
Yeah.
pushed the mute button. Took me back in the office, and he called my card services number. Okay. And they said the only two things you've had on your card for the last month is $4 and $6.23. I said, yeah. Anything else pending? No. Okay. And he said it's a scam. So anyway, when I went to go back to the phone, he weren't there no more, but they still had control of my computer.
Yeah.
I came home. Well, they had cleared out of my computer, but they left their IP address. I was able to find it and copy it. Then I had the phone number they had used to call me back on, and the number that I had called originally. And today or tomorrow, probably not today because it's a holiday, but tomorrow I should get the form from the Attorney General's office for cyber crimes, where I will fill out the complaint form, attach the IP address, attach the phone numbers, and I will send it back to the Attorney General's office. But they told me they've been having a lot of these, so be careful. In order to get out of it, you got to kind of pull your screen down and find your actual browser exit.
Yeah.
It won't let you get anywhere until
Right.
you do the browser exit. Or you can do a hard shutdown, which is really not good for your computer.
Or you can go into the task manager. Yeah.
You know. So I came home and uninstalled anything dated for that day. If it was in my computer, I went into my computer in my control panel.
Right.
On the 4th of October, it got removed.
Have you
And then
changed
it
all
got
your
deleted.
passwords?
Huh?
You've changed all your passwords yet? Because they probably downloaded any files that had passwords and usernames.
And you know what?
You got to do that yet.
The best way to do that, okay? Because I don't have online banking, okay? All my passwords in here are to things like Truth Social.
I use a password manager.
Yeah.
That I don't even have my passwords memorized anymore. I only have one to get in the password manager, and it's so encrypted that the company cannot help you recover it if you forget it. And that's what I use. And when I change it, it's a lot easier because it'll create all the passwords for me. But if they broke in, they would have to know that one password, which I clear out access to every day. I go into all the registry and everything and clean out all the temp registries, everything.
What I'm going to be doing, okay, because I don't know a lot about doing all of that stuff.
Right.
Is I will be I can't do it right this minute because of the Convoy of Honor stuff. Okay? I got too much on here right now.
Right.
So I'm looking at as soon as the event is over. I got Geek Squad. I pay them. And it's about that time anyway. And everything in this computer will be downloaded to a jump drive just in case I ever need it. Okay?
Right.
Will be downloaded to a jump drive and cleared and cleaned and brought back up with Windows 11. My web boot is working. It's working well, I'm told. They didn't get my money, but what they did is what you said. It went to one card. That card was canceled, and it went back to my bank without me knowing it. So I didn't realize there was that it hadn't been taken out. And they caused me to have a late fee, which I do believe the bank will take off. Okay, I've been with this bank for over 45 years. All right. And they know I don't make late fees. Okay, I don't do overdrafts. Okay, I mean they can look back in 45 years of banking record with them. I have never made a late payment. So why would I suddenly make a late payment?
Right.
And it is the lack of making that payment and it being late, okay, that has caused all of this problem, because I have an automatic withdrawal over and above the minimum payment every month on the same day of every month.
Yep.
And I think that when I go down to talk to Julia, the bank president, because
They'll
that's where
pull it up.
I'm going in her office, and I'm going to go, this is what has happened to me. You know, they're going to take that all off. They're going to fix that. They're going to fix that, or they're going to loan me enough money to pay off my 2 credit cards, one for Lowe's and the one for Central Bank, and make them $100 a minimum, make them $100 a month payment. Okay, on that loan.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure they can find me a loan to do that with. Do they need a title type loan? I got 2 paid for vehicles sitting out here in the driveway.
Yep.
Okay. I got a paid for travel trailer. I make my payments. Not worried about that. I'll make my payments if I have to hawk something to make my payments. My daughter just messaged me a few minutes ago. She said, "Mom, find out what the bank says." Is I probably couldn't do the whole 2,600, but I'd hold it till the end till you got the credit card paid off, and then I would, you could pay me. I mean, my daughter will do that for me. I don't want to ask my daughter to do that for me.
Right.
Okay, not that she can't afford it, because she can, but I'd rather not ask her. I'm stubborn, independent person.
Yep, I am too.
And I know if I go on to Zillow tonight, or I go on uh uh somebody's stream like yours, get in there on let's say Wizzy's stream,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell the chat my dilemma, because I've worked my butt off to get this convoy of honor to be so good,
Well, and
so
somebody with
successful.
limited income doing the whole thing is, yeah.
And I've done this on my lousy $780 a month and paid all my bills till the bank screwed me over. Okay.
Right.
If anyone would like to make me a personal donation, I can give them my Zilla account, which is millerm573@gmail.com. And they can make a deposit in my personal checking account so that I can buy gas, and I can continue to take out flyers. I can go get some bags and stuff to stuff the greeting bags with. I got work to do,
Yep.
and I need to go get some ribbons. Okay, we're going to have that. We're thinking about having old fashioned games before the
Yep.
hootenanny. Okay, during the couple of hours before the hootenanny, we're looking at having a potato sack race, and a tug of war, and the 3-legged race. The mother, daughter, father, parent, child, 3-legged race.
Yep.
The different war soldiers. I need somebody from the Army, Navy, whatever, get up here and go on a 3-legged race. I want to get ribbons, that says first, second, third place. And I wanted to get the kids something, because I got my cuss cops.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to drive around and get somebody to donate me prizes for my cuss cops. For the one that sells the most money, sells the most.
Yep.
First, second, third place, and then give everybody I was going to talk to my candy store down here in downtown, old fashioned candy store, and see if she wouldn't work me up some participation bags of candy to give to the cuss cops. They're collecting for the Disabled Veterans Association gas fund to help get our vets back and forth to doctors and surgeries and that sort of thing. So it's a good cause, and I think the cuss cops are going to do well with it. But I got a message here. Just a minute.
To cover that.
Katie, quit.
What?
Oh, my dog is sitting here scratching their tail off. I'm trying to answer one of the people in the convoy here has messaged me, and I'm on Facebook trying to answer it.
Mm.
Uh
Dog's having a scratch fest.
No, she had messed up a spelling word or something on one of the posters, which you've already printed, and was just upset about it. And I was letting her know if that's the only thing she ever did wrong, blame it on me. I never took regular English, never did. The school let me take oral English, so
Ah,
because I'm a bit dyslexic, I can't hear. I have a hearing problem that doesn't allow me to hear the vowel sounds in words. All
right.
vowels sound alike, so I have to guess. And I usually mess up in the vowels area on a word, but it makes it really hard to write anything.
Yep.
So I've always done oral English. It's why I've got Casey out there in St. Louis doing me right now. She's at a Jewish prayer
Sukkot.
thing.
For Sukkot.
Yeah.
That's what we just got done doing. We follow a different calendar here, but there's another group that came because they follow the regular calendar, and they're here doing Sukkot too.
Well, anyway, that's where she's at right now. So she gets
Yeah,
back.
she's not allowed to work today. It's a high day.
Right. But when she gets back, and is able to, you know, we still got time for the press release. Okay.
Right. Yep.
And she's doing the press release for me because I can't spell. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't punctuate properly. I don't spell properly. But I mean, the press release, we got to finish talking about it because it's got to have everything in it,
Right. Well, as much as you can.
Well, I won't have everything until after the meeting on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I will get the full list of the people that's going to be performing for the Hootenanny.
Right.
And I'm waiting. I'm trying to get written down everybody's live stream address because we want to put a list of the live streamers in the news release of those that are guaranteed they're coming. Okay.
Right.
I need a guarantee. Are you coming? We're going to put this in the paper. And so I'll be calling most of them and I'll be texting others, but I need a confirmation that you're coming. We're going to put out a press release and I want to make sure that your live stream addresses are in the paper. Okay. I think that's vitally important to help them, even if their chat helps get here.
That's the full event publicity besides flyers.
Yeah. And I want them here early because it looks like we're going to be able to get the highway patrol. We're trying to get everybody that's coming from the west to stop off at Big Cabin.
Okay.
Right? And everybody coming from the east, stop off at Stratford. Then time your way in to come in on the 4th of November, meeting up at Springfield. At Springfield, you will pick up a highway patrol officer that will guide you in onto 65 and down to the Black Oak Mountain Amphitheater.
Nice.
If you're coming from the east and the south, meet up in Little Rock. If you're coming from the west, meet up in Texas, meet up in Little Rock and come up 65 as a full convoy. And by the time you reach the border of Arkansas and Missouri, the highway patrol is going to be there to escort the convoy into the Black Oak Mountain Amphitheater.
Nice.
Okay. So that's what I'm working on right now. These are things that has to get, the logistics part of it.
Yep.
Is getting the people that tell us where you're coming from. And let's have a meetup point, and we meet up there on the 3rd. Okay?
So they're going to be able to spend the night at the 3rd?
Spend the night at Big Cabin.
Okay.
All right? And then leave out of Big Cabin first thing on the 4th. Okay? That'll get you here 2 hours after you leave. I mean, Big Cabin's about 2.5 hours away from Springfield. You know, I might have the highway patrol lead that one in on 13, okay, and bring them down in, so that they're coming coming in from both directions to the driveway, okay, and it's a 2-lane driveway, so we can get people down and get them parked. We could be on the radio and tell the big trucks need to be in lane 1, or actually they're good, or a lane 2 or whatever. There's 2 lanes coming out of driveway. All right. And cars are going to go one direction and big trucks are going to go another for parking purposes. So I'm trying to get that all done up, you know, being able, I got it called, you know, that I got to find out, get somebody to get a hold of those people at Big Cabin that let us stay there, and get a hold of the people that let us stay just outside of Little Rock, so that everybody has a point to meet at, and then come on in on 65. And they'll be picking people all the way along 65 coming up in Arkansas.
Right.
And the ones in Missouri will be picking up all kinds of people adding to the convoy in Missouri coming down. Okay. That's so close. They, you know, they're not going to miss it. Is the way I understand it. So, there was 80,000 people 2 weeks ago Friday that came to the Garth Brooks thing at Thunder Ridge with only 30,000 finished seats.
Wow.
Okay. The highway patrol had to deal with that. I think they would much rather know that there's going to be a long procession of people coming as a convoy up the road on such and such a day and get on channel whatever, and you will be able to hear them talking on the radio and letting you know when we're 5 miles out or we're 10 miles out or whatever, so that you'll know when to catch up with them.
Are you going to do like the Zello app for the 4-wheelers who don't have CBs, or truckers that don't have CBs? Not all of them have CBs.
Yes. The guy with the People's World Rally on Zillow, Jeff Hightower, it's High 420 is his handle, I believe. His name's Jeff. Anyway, yeah, we're already trying to get them to understand that they're going to need Zillow, and that they're going to need, you know, if they have a CB, what channel we're going to be running on. And, you know, y'all got to get yourselves organized now, is what I'm trying to tell them all. Get yourselves organized. Somebody from each direction take the lead. Okay. I think Brian May, who was with us there, he was friends with Nicole. He lived in town, but he came every day.
Right.
I think Ryan's planning on leading the convoy out of Hagerstown.
Okay.
And they're going across, and I think Nicole, Polish is going south. Eric's coming from the northeast. It looks like Jeff Bozo and Tommy Temper and them that are with him are coming in from the northeast. I know that they're planning on picking up Nicole in Indiana to join them up. Soup Mama's going south. She got out of her being stuck. They built the bridge. She got out of being stuck, and she already headed to the rally in Tennessee. And she got another rally in Tennessee, and then one just over in the Texas line.
I know, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had.
And she's headed up here to Missouri. I'm going to talk to Phil and find out if she can't come in early since she's got the tent. I don't think the manager will have any problem with our soup kitchen coming in early. Okay, a day early to get set up.
Right.
So, since that's a big undertaking and she really needs her spot of choice, okay?
Yep.
And I was going to put her right along the one ridge so that we could set the generators about 10 feet below, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Along the roadside edge of the bottom the next parking space area, so that the noise, number one, of the generators would be buffed by the terrain and could be easily got to for service.
Right.
So I think that's where I plan to put her. And it's nice and flat and level. We shouldn't have any problem getting, weighted down and tied down. And I'm going to put her travel trailer. I'm just going to butt it right up to the end of the well, I'm going to put the reefer truck first. It's going to go right at the end of the kitchen.
Right.
So and then her trailer right there, in front of it or whatever she wants. She may not want it there. Okay.
How far away is Grey Wolf?
Grey Wolf is going to be in northern Missouri at this time. He's going to be way up north in Missouri.
Yeah, I saw they were in Nebraska already. I think they're skipping areas.
Yeah, but there's no sense stopping and just walking from the whole idea of his trip was to contact with people.
Right.
Let people know it's the Pony Express,
Yep.
And like he says, the Pony Express might walk around a town, but they're going to, ride like hell to get from one town to the other.
Right.
And that's just been the best thing for them to do. Because in their times that they're leaping, Grey Wolf is contacting radio stations ahead, and Gypsy's contacting.
I started to help with that, and then I'm like, I can't do this. This just ain't my thing.
I'm hoping, and Steve Spurgeon was with them last week, and I hope that Steve convinced them that they need to make a detour to Branson and time it to be for this event. Okay?
Yep.
Because there's a lot of people headed back east when this is over.
Yep. And that could actually go along with him on his trip.
Yes. He needs to come. Okay? To base camp. I don't know what a reunion would be like without him, honestly.
Right. And isn't Gypsy still with him?
Yes.
A lot of people would like to see him.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We would definitely like to see him. I need to get people to go on his site and donate to his cause so that he can get to our event.
Right.
What would a reunion be without
Grey Wolf? I miss all those guys.
So put it in the chats you might go in, all right? And let him know, if we help Grey Wolf out, maybe he'll take a detour to Branson.
That would rock.
Oh, yeah.
It's bending.
Yeah, I don't know what a good military hootenanny would be without Grey Wolf. And, I know he ain't got his truck with him. That's okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you we can set him in a truck. What do you want to bet?
Oh, probably really easy.
Yeah, I got a feeling that. I got a feeling the whole.
I got to ride in a few trucks, and I'm not even a trucker.
I know. I said Grey Wolf would, says, hey, look, I need to ride with somebody. There'd be 10 people saying, me.
I rode with Freedom Ford the first time, then Minnesota Mike. That was fun, although I was really quiet. I was kind of scared to talk. because I was streaming. I was avoiding cameras,
Mm,
but that was fun.
yeah. Well, I'm going to ride in a truck this time. Because I'm not going to be moving my truck, and I got to come in to town on the 5th. I'll have to come back into town on the by the 8th. Should be in town on the 7th. I need to come back into town. And I need to come back into town rolling big.
Yeah.
Okay? And they're going to want to come to town too, because they got to come to town on the 5th to register.
Right.
So at the Veterans Village. So I'm thinking, you know what? I was going to take both my vehicles and going to have a hard time with both my vehicles.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, no, I need to find me a trucker who's willing to escort me the 25 minutes to town on the 5th and on the 7th and again on the 8th. And we'll have to stop by my polling place because I got to vote first thing in the morning on the 8th and then go on in. Okay? And start getting ready for the activities of the hootenanny. Now, I got that field all day long if I want it. Okay?
Right.
And that ball field would be fun, going out there and doing 3-legged races and gunny sack races and show some kids and bring back some memories for a lot of these vets. Okay?
Yep.
I remember the one MASH scene where they're doing the Olympics. Okay? And they got people divided up into teams, and they had to do the wheelbarrow run. Then they had to do the 3-legged race. And they had to do the gunny sack race. Then they had to do the carry your partner on your shoulders and run race. And they did it, and the only thing that they won, okay, was a memento, like a piece of ribbon that says I won.
Yep.
And I mentioned that on Polish's feed the other night when she was driving to Canada. And Ed's the one that brought it up. And I said, well, you'd have to have some kind of thing. I says, I'll just give him a ribbon. He says, you'd be surprised. That's kind of what we hold those things as momentum.
Yep.
That somebody take it home and put it on their refrigerator.
I don't remember what time we were in, but they printed like newspapers, Freedom newspapers. I still have mine. They had them on the picnic table, so I don't remember what it was, but I kept mine.
Well, y'all, this whole thing being mentioned is going to be on the front page of the Globe, and I get a whole bunch of them for free. They're a free paper. They'll be all over town.
Nice.
The story will be sitting on every restaurant counter and motel counter and curio counter, store.
Okay. Not sure
All
you
over
can
town.
see, but can you see the metallic I started putting in there?
Oh, yes, I can.
That
Yes,
sets
I
it
can.
off. That lightens it. I'm like, it's such a heavy thing, but when I start doing the metallic around it, and this metallic's pretty good, even though
really?
it's deco art.
Huh.
Deco art's usually really translucent. You have a hard time making it work, but it's working.
Well, my poster letters turned out to be just plain red on white board.
That works.
The ones I'm going to take to the semi-trailers along the edge of the road. Yeah. Just the letters all painted red. I know red sticks out. Even at night when it's done, you got lights shining on it as people come around the curve. It'll light them up enough.
Oh, my flat brush is separating. Grr. They don't last long. Canvases are rough on brushes.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to make at least 1 or 2 pictures I can auction off or something. Only takes me these. I've got all the materials to make these. Ooh. And these I can make about 20, 25 of them an hour.
Okay.
Okay. And it's got the little writing thing on it. Okay. And it just says, I don't know if you can read it, but it says, every time I see a butterfly, I think of you. And then for $3 more, you can buy a picture frame like that
Yep.
to put on it, to put a picture of who it is you think of when you see a butterfly.
There you go.
Okay. And it's just sponge painting. Okay. When I said a whole bunch of them, I just lay them out at the clubhouse on the long tables.
Why not do prints though? Cheaper. Offer both.
I've never thought about putting them up as a print because each one of them has a different butterfly. No two butterflies are the same.
Right.
And I try to match the butterflies to the color. Like this one's got as a greenish butterfly to go with the green. It don't take long to make them, and I think I've got about 15 canvases this size, the 8x10s in there. So I may just make up a bunch of them. I was getting $25 a piece for them.
That's pretty good.
You know. So I think I'm going to sit down here. Or I can't do it today because we've got a ham radio club having a meeting. They're meeting at the clubhouse today. So, but I'm thinking I could go up and make a bunch of these up.
Why does that look like a lump?
I usually sign them on the back. You know, I haven't signed this one yet because this is one I'm keeping. But I usually sign them on the back of the canvas.
Oh, that metallic's setting it off better. I feel better. I was starting to get nervous just looking at it, saying, it doesn't work.
It's just fine.
Yep, I just got to get the metallic in. I am surprised this is working. I thought I was going to have to wait for my other metallics to come in. I think I got metallic gauche, but I'm not sure. I may have gotten metallic Soho, which won't be as thick. But this is working. I'm just going to use this. Deco art. Usually doesn't cover that well. So I did have a Craft Smart one, which was a very pretty bronze, but it doesn't pop. I guess I could do this side while I'm waiting for that side to dry.
I got those little little foam poster stickers to put the posters up with. I wonder if I use those and just put them at the 3 spots so that they can slide their picture in.
Who knows?
It would leave the space for the picture. I think I'm going to try it. I got him. I think I was going to do one. Yeah, I probably need to go in the back room and find the rest of my letters that I have printed already.
I'm beginning to think. I'm beginning to think we're going to see Eric at Quartzsite this year. He's starting to talk about trying out being a nomad.
Oh, really?
I'm like, why is he talking about this? But he was so dead set against it when it was first brought up. Now he's like, I think I could glamp as a nomad. And like many nomads glamp. Like, why? I don't know. We might see him out at Quartzsite this year. We're thinking of doing, I know when Jeff was going to be there, We were thinking of doing some kind of rally there with the 4-bys, like they do their Christmas parade drive. We were thinking of doing a rally like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? Be fun to get a visit anyway.
Well, we'll see what happens with me at the
When you go down to Florida.
yeah. Because I'm self-deploying. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I have decided not to go with this, as every one of the groups require you have that death jab.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be like whack off in them. I'm going to self-deploy because my expertise are needed whether they know it or not. I have.
Does that mean Jeff is vaccinated then if he got to go and be part of it?
I'm sure he had to be vaccinated.
Wow.
FEMA, since he works for FEMA, I'm sure FEMA required it way early on, long before we knew there was what the problems were.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm getting to a point where this is overwhelming me.
And I don't know whether going to Florida or not, because Florida is not requiring the vaccine.
Right.
So I don't know whether that conflicted and what it did. I mean, I know I can go down and self-deploy.
Right.
I've got a place to stay, and she's got 2 cars, and she told me don't rent a car, you can use my car. Okay. So I can go do the kind of things that I like to do.
Right.
And instead of doing the things that some, Rubicon or CERT or Red Cross, does. I get in with my CERT badge. I wear my CERT badge in. I'm Citizens Emergency Response Team. I'm a citizen here. My girlfriend Debbie's thinking about going with me because she's a kennel person, and she'd like to go down and volunteer for some of the care of the animals. A lot of them have homes, they just don't have homes. Okay. In other words, they got owners and parents and things like that, but they don't. Some of them are just lost.
Right.
I mean, there's 100 people dead. How many of them had animals that may have survived? Okay.
Right.
So, she wants to go down and because she knows animals. I mean, she ran a kennel for 3 years that raised very high dollar police shepherds for police departments all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to be extremely well cared for. Anyway, the neat thing about that whole thing about Lowe's and all was that manager's the one that recognized it. I hadn't heard about this scam. Okay. He had, and he's the one that recognized it and stopped me from doing something stupid.
Probably had people coming in and doing it.
Anyway, I wrote Lowe's. I emailed the corporate office of Lowe's and told them what this man had done for me and how I would have been devastated if they had got away with what they were trying to do if it wasn't for him. He saved my life. And they are sending him a corporate recognition reward. And they emailed me and said, they sent a copy of my email on to his store, store district, regional, whatever.
Yeah.
Of him to ensure that he gets a customer recognition award from their store too.
Wow. Nice.
So yeah, I'm glad I could do that for him because I mean, had it not been for Jesus, I'd have made a big mistake.
Yep.
It wouldn't have been as big as these people thought it was because I had to pass by my bank on the way home. and I would have stopped and went into the bank and confirmed, but I would have already paid the $2,000. I just immediately put that $2,000 back on my account. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I wouldn't have gone home and read them no numbers. All right. That wouldn't have happened when I could actually drive right in, go walk right into my bank.
There's a guy that does videos of messing with these guys. And he said they talked him into getting all these cards. So he followed them all the way through to get the cards. And then he went to the website, started redeeming all the cards right in front of them. And they're like, no, stop. And he just kept going. It was so funny.
Yeah. Well, they tried to do it again 2 days ago with the same bullshit.
Wow.
You know, and that's how I was able to capture their IP. Okay. Because I went to source and took a screenshot before I exited out of them. You know, I wanted to make sure I got the a full screenshot of their
Right. You may have shut them down. That would rock.
Yeah. I'm just waiting on the form. I've already called the Attorney General's office. They've already taken a report over the phone, but now they need me to fill out this form that they're sending me and sign it and send it back in.
Yep.
I can fax it in. I'll fax it in from the bank. That way I have a copy, and the bank has a copy, and they have a copy. So that there's a fact that I did seek legal action against them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't just let it lie, because the more complaints the AGs get, the more research they will do.
Yep.
Okay. And I guess this one's a pretty big one, and they're gathering all the evidence they can. So by going into source and taking a screenshot of the source of the action, it's together evidence. All right. So I can give them that, and maybe it'll save somebody else from going through the, you know, this.
Yeah.
I mean, I went all the way to the cashier at Lowell's with the cards in hand. But the only thing that they didn't know that I did know was I was going to have to drive right past my bank, which was open, before going home. And before I did anything with these cards whatsoever, I was going to my bank. Okay.
They didn't get that far with me because I didn't even have money to go get anything.
Yeah. I didn't have money, but I have
They
credit.
control my computer and hijacked it, but I just reinstalled Windows after I cleaned everything out.
Yeah. Well, for me, I just went in and uninstalled their ability to get into my computer.
Yep.
Put a web warning on it, and then I went and put anything that downloaded or uploaded from my computer on that day got deleted. And the thing is I know how to reset my passwords if I go onto that site, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows me that there's a password saved. Okay, I changed the password.
Yeah, I just went into all my sites after that, and I said forget password. And
I don't know how many sites I got, honey. How do I find out where my sites are? I don't know who they are.
I don't know where they are. I had this one I played game on called Neopets, and they got hacked 3 times since I had an account with them. And I just recently contacted them and said, you need to delete all my information because you keep giving it to hackers. And so she's like, well, send me the username and we'll send you a password and you can reset it. And I'm like, no, I need the stuff deleted. So she messages back and said, good, all your information is deleted. And then all of a sudden I started getting ads from them. And I'm like, no, all my information is not deleted because you're sending me to my email this, so now I have to contact them again. I'm gonna call them up, threaten them.
I get, I've only had this problem since I've been working on, I'm out there everywhere.
Yep.
And
And
it's
hackers
convoy
are
about-
out there looking everywhere.
Oh, honey, people have requested my friendship,
Mhm.
and I would reckon they'd have a whole lot of mutual friends.
Right.
Okay. So I would accept it because I'm thinking it's all about the convoy, to
Yep.
wait for them to keep track of what's going on. So I post everything on my Facebook page.
Ugh.
Well, then I started going to their sites, okay, to see who they are first, though. Who are you? Because I got 2 or 3 that was fishing for romance or scamming for romance, using romance to scam somebody, and I can't be romanced. I have no desire, no wish. I will never get into one of those commitment relationships again. Ain't happening. I done learned my lesson 3 times, and I've always had the 3 strikes, you're out rule. Well, I'm out of that game. I've already struck out 3 times, so I'm through.
I haven't had an interest in 22 years. And then all of a sudden life hits.
Well,
But I think it's going away very quickly.
yeah, well, I don't. And the thing is they want to keep on going, and they're disrupting my dang, whatever it is I'm doing with the message thing, okay? And I'm like getting really frustrated. Finally, I just said, well, you know what? I think I'm just going to be absolutely and totally blunt with you. The answer is no. Not just no, but hell no. You're fishing up the wrong lake, and now you are blocked. And I went over and I blocked him from everything. I'm like, no. I was trying to be nice. He gave me the sad story about his wife had died and left him with a child. He was a surgeon. And all this here BS, You go to his site and he's got himself pictured 4 or 5 times, and that's about it. There you go. Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm just like, I ain't got nothing to offer anyway, so why bother? Plus, I can get so jealous. It's like, no, that's a deadly combination. I ain't going. I'll just drop everything.
Yeah.
I
have never had
oh my God.
I've
I
never
just
had
feel
the
bad.
jealous. I've never had the jealous thing.
I guess I've been cheated on through all of my marriages, and it sucks. It's horrible. So
yeah, I know.
One with a bearded lady. She was bearded.
Oh,
Right in my living room. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there.
I know.
There.
The thing is, see, I wasn't jealous, so they got away with it. Okay,
No.
I wasn't jealous. I didn't care.
Well,
but they
after
didn't.
what I've been through, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't care
There was
about
a lot
that.
I went through before I even started dating.
Yeah, I had the thing about, I got your heart. Okay.
I'm just gonna say I'm broken, and that's it.
Yeah. So I just everything I got to get done yet. I've got, like I said, I've got to call out to the highway patrol. It's not confirmed. For Steve, I've got calls out to the fire departments. I have had one. The man who's right now in Louisiana knows he'll be back by that time, and he's the not the chief, but the one right underneath the chief, right? He's the emergency diver for the fire department, so he's going to make sure that they get Steve gets to meet with them up here at the fire station. So when he gets back, he'll arrange that, because all of our firefighters are volunteers, so they all got to be kind of called and asked to come in for this. So they need him for the video. He's doing an honorable video for all the firefighters and police departments he meets in all the different towns and cities.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got the messages out on their message machines Friday. So they aren't even going to get them till tomorrow. But that's when I'll start being on the phone probably all day, uh, getting everything finalized. You know, the highway patrol department to get the for the escort, the police department for time with Steve, the other fire department, the time for with Steve, the Hollister Police Department, the Branson Police Department. I've got calls out to all of them. We're hoping we can just bring them all together, like down at the landing, and let Steve do a bit down at the landing with all the firefighters and policemen
Mm-hmm.
there.
I think my music stopped.
It did. Have you heard Steve's 2 songs that we're promoting?
I heard one from Grey Wolf's channel.
Right, that's Wake Up in the USA.
Yeah.
Convoy of Honor song is the one that says "Let's Save America."
Okay.
You can look him
No,
up.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
How did I see that one? Okay. No, I've seen them.
Okay. Anyway, that's our Wake Up in the USA is Grey Wolf, and Let's Save America is Convoy of Honor. So he's bringing his video crew so that we can actually do a song to do the song to a Convoy of Honor video.
Nice.
And do a video of the fire departments and the truckers and the love and the hootenanny and all of those things. He wants to do Let's Save America, where he can work it in his way.
It is working.
Oh yeah, it's looking good.
I have to look in the camera to see what everybody else sees. That's
Yeah.
why I hold it up there. Because when you're close, all you can see is stuff that can cause you stress. So I have to hold it up to a camera to see what everybody else is seeing.
Oh, okay.
It's like me. When I look in the mirror, all I see is this really fat person. I have to use 2 mirrors or a camera to see what it's really like. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's good in a way, because if you thought yourself fat, honey, and you went on a diet, you'd just be skin stretched over bone.
Actually, I do need to. I am actually, if I look at the charts, I am slightly overweight at this point.
Well, you have to consider age too.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. I don't care about looks. What I really care about is all the extra weight I have to carry around, and I need to be around 110 in order to not be in as much pain when I walk around. And that's my goal. I don't care about looks. Why would I care about looks when I'm not hooking up anything? So,
yeah, just like me. You see me here, I'm in just a shirt.
If I cared about looks, I'd be doing my hair and makeup, and I'd look like a freaking movie star all the time, and I don't want to do all that work.
Oh, honey, I don't. You know, I owned my own dance company. Okay, for a while, and I was a dance professional. I danced ballroom dancing. Okay, and I did that for a living, doing ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
So at that time, I had to wear 5-inch heels because I'm 4'10.5". All right. I had to wear, that was 7 days a week. I wore 5-inch heels. I was fortunate enough at the time, I was the exact same size as Fredericks of Hollywood, his wife, Frederick's wife.
Yeah.
And he would make something for her first, and she was only allowed to wear it once. And every year she would send it to the Value Village store, just about 2 blocks from my house. And as soon as that box came in, the people down there called me, and I came in and I bought it all because it was exactly my size. So I was used to being dressed up in Fredericks of Hollywood clothes, wearing 5-inch heels, okay, hair down to my ass, and redheaded hair down to my behind, literally, and makeup every day.
Yeah, I had to for work, and oh my gosh, the attention I got was horrible. I mean, people would like it, but I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, the thing is then I went into the bartending business and bar waiting, uh, cocktail waitressing, and I found out the better I looked, the more
The
money
more
I
tips you
got.
get.
The
Yep.
more money I got. Okay, it was
Yep.
a way of making good. I mean, I to this very day, if I wish I could go out, I wish my body would take uh, uh that job, because I'm gonna tell you what, I walked out of the door sometimes with $1,500 in tips in a single night.
Yeah. I
I
didn't
never
like.
made less than 500 in tips.
I didn't like the attention.
Yeah, well, I
I was weird. I know.
I didn't do the sexual attention, honey. I made people laugh. I made people awe.
Well, I was socially backwards, so I got all kinds of wrong attention.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I didn't. I did have guys that, hey, can you sit on my? I'll sit in for a minute. Hell, that's okay. Gonna get me a drink. Gonna buy me a drink. Well, if they bought me a drink, of course they would. I drank. As far as any of my customers knew, I drank Jose Cuervo and lime, and they would buy me a Jose Cuervo with lime, and my bartender would pour me a shot of Rose's lime and put a lime on top of it and charge me $1, and I'm charging them nearly $5 for a shot of Jose top shelf Jose Cuervo Gold. I was making money, and I was giving them everything they wanted, right down to being a little bit tipsy. I could be tipsy pretty good. You know what? I'm having a real good time here tonight, y'all. You ready for another round? Oh, shut up. Okay. I made good money as a cocktail waitress. But I started waiting tables when I was 5 years old.
Right.
My grandfather owned the restaurant. And you know the best way to keep an eye on the grandkids?
Keep them working.
Keep them working. And I was a real good waitress who could barely see over the top of the tables. But my grandpappy practiced with me, and he practiced with me until I could carry 4 lunch plates on one arm, and I could carry up to 5 glasses of water in one hand. Okay? And he practiced. And I was, little bitty tiny redheaded braids, little girl with freckles all over her nose and her cheeks, and great big huge big brown eyes. And I could practically dance in the restaurant. In fact, there's been many times they turned on the jukebox, and I did. In the middle of waiting on somebody, I just start dancing. I made good money from the time I was 5 years old. I learned that on Friday and Saturday night when everybody's down there, because that was not only a restaurant, but it was a bar, and they'd give me money for the jukebox, and I put money in the jukebox, and when I'd play songs that I like to dance to, and I'd get out on the dance floor, 6, 7 years old, dancing my tail off, in only one on the dance floor, and my mother started it, but people just kept it up. My mama one night flipped a quarter at my feet while I was a dancing. Next thing I know, there was 10, 15, 16 quarters out on the dance floor. When the song finished, I went over and picked up all the quarters and put them in my pocket or took them to the table, played some more music, and danced some more.
Can't do that stuff today. Too many pervs.
Too many what?
Pervs.
Oh, uh, Probably, but everybody in the place knew who my daddy was. Okay, and my daddy was a champion Golden Glove boxer. I don't think they really wanted to mess with his daughter at all. And it wasn't like I had one person's eyes on me. I had the whole damn bar's eyes on me. Everybody's witnessing what's going on. So, oh yeah, I was loved and beloved, and it was kind of like a regulars bar. So most of the folks in there knew my dad was the band leader for the Friday and Saturday night band at Bob Lee's. So, oh, somebody's messaging me from the convoy. Okay.
Yeah, thinking about the makeup and stuff now, it probably wouldn't stay on my face anymore. My skin's trying to leave my body. I guess makeup would look a little different on. It's been 20 years or more since I wore makeup. Well, so I quit like 20 years ago because I didn't want attention anymore. I quit everything. This metallic looks good on white.
Damn it! How do you spell human?
Human.
Okay, I got my A and my M backwards. Still spelled it wrong. Oh, it's an N, not an M.
This isn't. There we go. It's too wet. Dry. We went out to eat, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, and somebody was going to order the spring salad, and they ordered the spring chicken instead, which isn't really a dish. They just we were talking about something, being able to do something years ago, and subconsciously they said spring chicken.
Yeah. Well, I feel a little bit better. My daughter just let me know that if I need it, she's got it.
That's cool.
She'll cover me. So
I never really had family in that manner since my dad passed.
well, you know, I punished my daughter one time. Okay, here's the story. I punished her because she got an F in typing. And I made her sit with her hands in a box over an electric typewriter and type "the quick red fox jumps over the lazy brown dog" 100 times without a single mistake. When she had typed it consecutively 100 times without a single mistake, her punishment would be over.
Is she still typing?
My daughter is the third highest executive in one of the biggest corporations and business things in the United States, known as Farmers. Farmers owns everything from all the gravel pits to the concrete stores to the sand companies to the malls to the yeah. And she is number 3 of the company because she had to go get a job, and she went to a temporary service, and they
Yeah.
tested her, and of course she tested out 128 words a minute, and she got hired on as a temporary secretary with one of Farmer's sand plants.
Hmm.
And she has climbed the ladder that she now has secretaries. Okay.
Nice.
So, and she works a lot from home. She handles all the barge traffic now along the Missouri River
Mm-hmm.
and down into Louisiana. Yeah, they handle all the sand that's delivered down there or delivered from there. She helps do that, and she does that on her phone at home.
Nice.
She has a very, very, very nice home in Jefferson City, but she's just fallen in love, and she's spending her free time with her true love, she says. And I believe her, I trust her. And he's up in Columbia. So she goes up there like 3 or 4 days a week and stays up there because there's more to do around Columbia than there is around Jeff City.
Is that where the university is?
Yes.
That's where my dad's wife,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it'd still be a wife since he died being married to her. She works at the bookstore there.
Yeah.
I would love to show up and ask her about tomato leaves. Well, she fed tomato leaf salad to my dad. I tried to tell her it wasn't edible, and she's like, "Oh, sure, it has all these benefits." Here, he died of a heart condition, and my brother fills me in that he was reluctant to move to Missouri because he thought she was after his money and didn't want to die. But he moved there anyway, and all this shit happened. So I'd like to show up on her door and just ask her about tomato leaves.
Yeah.
Can't do anything legally, but
You could have peace of mind, couldn't you?
I would. Oh,
Okay.
that just makes me so angry. They didn't even tell me until later that his last words to my brother was call the cops. And we thought he was just delusional. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. From a distance, can you see the metallic going around the shapes in this area?
Just a minute, honey. I'm away from the computer screen. Had to go grab the fly swatter. All right. What is it?
I don't know. From a distance, you can see the metallic starting to go around these shapes.
Not really. Bring it a little closer. It's awful small for me. Okay.
You could see
Oh, yeah.
it
Now I see it.
close
Now I
enough.
see it. Now I see it. Now I see it. Oh, yeah.
So I
Yeah,
got to
I
get
couldn't
it
see
around that red. It does separate them. Now I have to go in with black and redo some of the black. Oh, but I'm not going to do that today because I'll be lucky if I get all the metallic done today. And then I have all the little leaves. Then I got to decide if I'm going to bring flowers over this way or not.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I hope so. It would suck to get all that work in there and find out it's not working out.
I can see it already. I can see your outline. I got a vision of color.
The bottom part, but compare the weight of the bottom to the top. There's not a lot there. It kind of weighty at the bottom.
I don't think it will be once you get it painted.
Yeah, maybe.
It'll just look like a deeper, farther out horizon.
I might have to do the leaves in green instead of yellow. Once I outline them, I'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a little bit of an outline now, but I'd like it to pop more. Some of the outlines are very faint yellow green. Starting to get shaky on some of the areas. That's why I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I have paint poured and I don't want to waste it, so I got to keep going. And there's still the option of highlighting them, make them lighten them up.
Yeah.
I guess. It's just I keep creating more work as I go, and that's frustrating me. Some
Yeah.
paintings I get really great idea, and the work involved is intense. I did this one that had leaves
Mm-hmm.
individually cut out. They were stringed onto the painting, so when the wind blew, the leaves would turn. And they would be a different color, different shade of green on the other side, so it was like a living picture almost. It was cool, but it took me months. Every little leaf had to be painted individually. It was a lot more work than I intended. But once I get an idea, I can't let it go until I complete it. Back and forth. Boy, that really separated that area. Good. So I got two more shapes on that side to do, and two more on that side to do. I just keep going back and forth so I don't get my hand in it.
Oh.
And I am going to leave that. I kind of like that. That's not solid. Could always frame it out, which would bring a lot of balance in too if I pulled in something around. I do have to do all the edges. Clean them up. I really like gouache paint, only you can't go in and do a second coat of gouache. It wants to strip off the first coat while you do it, so I'm not happy with my yellow. I'm going to go over it with Soho. It's about all I can do. Unless I water it down. The problem is it's translucent in the first place. I'm out of coffee. It's only 2 o'clock, isn't it? I've only been doing this 3 hours. It feels like 6.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to get to work here on something. I've just forgotten about a few things, a few phone calls I need to make yet today. So,
All right.
yeah, I've got to call my sister because, see, my brother's a fabulous patriotic songwriter. He was.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone now.
Right.
But my sister-in-law has all of his written music and songs.
Ooh.
And Steve Spurgeon's going to be a star. Okay. He's getting there. He's only got 2 songs on Spotify right now, I believe. But I heard some of his songs the other day, and I would like my sister-in-law to be introduced to him and share some of my brother's song lyrics with him. He plays the guitar sort of similar to my brother, but not quite. My brother did a lot more finger picking than he does on a flat top.
Right.
But we're trying to find an entertainer who would take my brother's songs and take them far. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Freedom Land is one of them.
Nice.
And he has a book this thick of songs that he wrote in his lifetime and never did anything with them.
Hmm.
So now that he's gone, kind of like an artist,
Yep.
now that he's gone, Sis can do whatever she wants to with those songs. Okay. I'm asking her to come out and bring Mom out for the dance party on the 6th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I will introduce her to Mr. Steve Spurgeon. I'd like him to have a conversation and for her to bring Brother's songbook with her. Okay. I really think that this young man can put the feeling into the songs that my brother put in them. Okay.
That would be cool.
And so that's what we're going to attempt to do, is for Steve to hear my brother's songs, you know. Uh, so, and now that Loretta Lynn is gone and never actually published my song I wrote for her, well, all of those rights come right back to me. And now I've got to find me somebody that can sing like Loretta and do my song.
Nice.
Conway Twitty's dead, so my contract with him for part-time daddy is null and void. He never made it to Nashville with the signed papers. He died before he got there. So now I know I'm free to do whatever I want to with that song. But I'm going to talk to Steve about it. I don't know if he can, because it was written, Part-Time Daddy was written specifically for the style of Conway Twitty.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's singers around that can do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask him if he can do Conway Twitty style song. Because he was on his way to Nashville to record my song on his next album.
Hmm.
We signed the papers at Shoney's right here on 76 in Branson, and he was headed down to go to Nashville. And he had a stomach aneurysm and about Nixa, and by the time they got him to Springfield, he had bled to death.
Hmm.
So this is, I'm really sad that Miss Loretta Lynn passed away, but I got my vocal cords back and I can sing that song now. So
Yeah.
I'm like, that's okay. Because I had been, I had given her the ability to record my song, same way I did Conway. I gave it to her, and the following Friday, her twin daughters were in a head-on collision out at Indian Point. 2 weeks later, her husband Mooney was in the hospital in Springfield with having had a heart attack, and she was at the hospital when they wheeled Conway Twitty in.
Okay, what's up with your songs and on the way to record them? I'd be a little scared to record them.
Well, I'm going to record them, but I'm going to record them on. That's why it's one of the reasons Steve's bringing the video crew. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going to put together a video of Cousin Jesse and what Cousin Jesse does.
Yep.
But it's going to be filmed by somebody that knows what in the hell they're doing and can cut out the bad parts, knows how to edit and do what needs to be done. And we're going to record Masha Tuff. It's going to be recorded for posterity, if nothing else. Okay? Who knows? I might be able to monetize it someday. But nobody has the right to my stuff but me, so.
True.
Right now, I can put it on, and there's no copyright infringements to no one, folks. These are my songs. I wrote them. Okay, you can do whatever you can contact me if you'd like to pay me royalties. That's kind of what I'm doing to the city of Branson over the bug tussling. But I think they're going to bite on Branson becoming the bug tussler capital of the United States, where we thrive to make people smile. And I think they're going to bite on it. I don't want much, but I would like, if you're going to put it up on Billboard, I'd like to have $100.
Yeah.
You know, it is my word, my idea, and I think I need credit for it. Okay. And we can go a step further. You can pay me a little bit more, and we can even use my persona, you know, that everybody's getting to know around the country from the things I'm doing.
Yep.
So you could put it my red hat, you know, me in my red hat, and go, Branson, the home of the bug tuster, where we thrive to make everyone smile. Okay. I think it's a great campaign. And so far, everybody I've rented across, okay, from the banks to the clerks in the stores and things like this, everybody loves, even the Chamber of Commerce people, okay, uh, like the idea of bug tussling. And can't you see Branson becoming the bug tussling capital of the United States, where we work to make everyone smile? Now I got to get a hold of Mayor Milton. I left him a voicemail. I'll call him back tomorrow. That's another one of them phone calls I got to make to see if he is still serious about signing a proclamation declaring Branson the most patriotic city in the United States.
United States. Yep.
And I'm starting a campaign locally. What I'm doing on the radio station and in the local newspaper thing is to get locals to come out and be sidewalk patriots. Let's bring back the memory of the overpass patriots this year, and let's be sidewalk patriots. Step out on the sidewalks and wave your flags as we pass by. We know gas is high, and getting in a 100-mile long convoy might be a little expensive, but
Yep.
we're going to have a convoy, okay? And it'll stretch at least 16 miles. I'm almost assured of it. But we're not going for no record, so we can mosey along as we choose. Yeah, we're going to tie up traffic in Branson. But you know, Branson's kind of used to a traffic jam. Why, just a week or so ago, they had Garth Brooks here, and he sold 80,000 tickets for Friday night with only 30,000 finished seats. And he only had enough cars for about 20,000 vehicles. And he sold 80,000 tickets. You know, people didn't get to Garth Brooks concert. Some of them had to walk for 2-3 miles to get to the concert stage area.
Mm-hmm.
And we're an hour and a half late. One lady was an hour and 45 minutes late getting to her front row seat she had paid $245 for.
Wow.
She's a little bit PU.
Yeah.
So that's when I thought, well, you know, my convoy, I don't believe is going to be 80,000 people. Okay. Garth Brooks is a whole lot bigger draw than the Convoy of Honor. But it's liable to be pretty dang big. And if they know about it, because what happened with this was that people couldn't park. They were parking clear across the highway, happened to walk across the highway that didn't even have one of them walking signal lights at all. And they had to have the highway patrol out there stopping both lanes of Interstate 65 so people could walk across 4 lanes of traffic to get to the other side. It was horrible. It was horrible. I knew I drove through it coming the other direction. I wasn't in it. I was coming the other direction. just about ran over a lady all dressed in black. And if that baby hadn't been wrapped in a white blanket, I'd have never seen her.
Wow.
I had a big old tour bus that had moved over into my lane. One headlight moved into my lane, shining smack dab in my eyes when she stepped right out in front of me. Thank God I'm moving about 3 miles an hour through here. I got people trying to walk 3 and 4 abreast on both sides of a very, very dark 2-lane highway with nothing on, no shoulder to walk on, just a ditch, and they're trying to stay out of the ditch, and they're trying to walk 4 abreast in a space of about 12 inches. And people are moving over into my lane, head on into my lane, trying to keep from hitting people that are walking on the other side of the road. And I can't move over because I got people walking on this side of the road. I was just, by the time I got to the 65 step stoplight and all them highway patrol officers, I called one of them over and I said, my God, this is dangerous. The most dangerous drive I ever drove through. So I told him, I was, it's a wonder people didn't get killed, in that. That just was bad. So I don't know what's going to happen. I bet they got some attorneys on this one, though. Johnny's going to think before he invites that big crowd again. So I got to be real careful, all right? You just limit the number of tickets, He had 30,000 seats. He should have only sold 30,000 tickets, all right? Some people got in too late and didn't get it, Offer a charge to live stream it to people. You can do that, all right? Let folks sit at home and watch it. Still have to pay for it, not as much, but they don't have to deal with the traffic either. So,
True.
I'm thinking now I got to go to the, instead of getting the convoy any longer than it is, or it appears it's going to be, now I've got to get people to come out on the 9th and let's line the sidewalks. Let's flag. Let's stand together for our patriotic city. We're going to film it from the air. Come on, let's fill the sidewalks. That's what I'm going to say on the radio show anyway. I'm going to let everybody know, hey, word of mouth advertising made this town, and word of mouth advertising can make this town again even better.
Yep.
So, planned on the 9th to step outside as the convoy comes by along the sidewalk and wave your flag. What any flag you want to wave, you wave your flag.
Let your freak flag fly.
Let your freak flag fly.
That means something else, but it's still funny saying.
No, somebody probably hang a pair of jeans on a pole and let the free flag fly. Around here, there are a bunch of hillbillies.
Well, freak flag fly relates to the LGBT actually.
Well.
I'm kind of upset that they got that saying before that everybody else did. I think it's a fun saying.
Oh yeah, well, my mind immediately went to a pair of cutoff jeans with something hanging out as a flag. Okay, that's a hillbilly thinking for you.
I wouldn't have known if somebody hadn't told me.
Yeah,
I just really like that saying. I'd like to redefine it. If they can redefine words that we used to use, I can redefine their words, right?
Or you could be like me and just make up your own.
Yeah. I did once and everybody uses it.
I'm hoping everybody's using bug tussle.
But I didn't know you could do stuff way back then. I was backwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I know now if I put it on video, okay, and save that video, that's as good as a copyright.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I did my songs down at the Freedom Convoy, American Freedom Convoy area, and we did it at karaoke one night. I said, I'm not going to do karaoke. I'm going to do shit stuff I do. But I wrote. And we did. and everybody in the chat loved it. So I'm like, okay, I'm good to go now. And I do 2 bits I do out at Silver Dollar City at least once or twice every Christmas. I go out to Silver Dollar City and they invite me to come up and do my thing. And I started off with well, hello everybody. My name's Jessica Josephus, Aloysius Cornelius, Orange Blossom Cone Pone, Alexandria Primrose Jr. But I got a feeling ain't none of you gonna remember that. So you can just call me Cousin Jessie. Yeah, how about that? It makes it easy. Anyway, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all over the floor there was sleeping bags stuffed with kinfolk galore. While there was grandma and grandpa, aunts, uncles, and their kids too. While we had kittens and cats and an old hound dog named Blue. Well, Bertha and Bobby, they had sprawled out on my bed. They left me crunched down in the corner. My pet coon was asleep on my head. When down in the holler, I hears this curse splat. So I leaves to the window to see what was that. But I tripped over Fat Fred, and that caused me to step right in the middle of Thin Flo. But I still couldn't believe what I sees through the snow. A pack mule was a struggling to get up the hill. His rider in the creek had taken his spill. Well, the funniest thing I ever saw, it was watching that old fat man as out of the creek he did crawl, 'cause he was cold and wet, and he weren't moving too quick. But he was dressed in red, so he sort of looked like Saint Nick. Well, he got to his mule, and he unloaded his pack. He flung open the front door, stepping right on my cat. And then he looked around and he went, "Hey, where's you all's tree?" And I looked at him and said, "Well, you dummy, it's out in the woods where it should be." He said, "Oh, well, where am I to put this here stuff? Oh, gee, I sure hope I brung enough." And he reached down in that there bag and he pulled out this great big old deer. And my mama jumped up and went, "Oh, praise the Lord, honey, dinner's here." Paul asked that fella, said, "Yeah, hey, you got any more in that sack?" And he said, "Yeah." You know what? He had taters and greens and a whole slab of fatback. Oh, my Aunt Lou, she smiled and offered that fella some coffee in a cup. But about that time, all damn young'uns woke up. But down in that bag, to my surprise, he had toys for the kids that lit up their eyes. He had a truck for Tommy, for Bill one of them kazoos. He even had a little teddy bear for baby Jan with eyes of blue. Why, this feller, he had toys. He had one for John, Larry, Matt, Jack, Jim, one for Kathy, Ann, Sissy, Karen, and Kim. He even had a pretty little old dress for Cousin Emily Sue, and a Bible for that mean old Brutus. Well, one for me too. But before I could thank him for what he did do, he up and run out the door, a tripping over old Blue. As he was a falling, he made the mistake of reaching out and grabbing that old mule by the tail. Yeah, being drug off through the thicket. I could hear him yell. Well, let's just say he was yelling some of them real angry words at that mule. But he said, blessings to us. But the next time I come to the Ozarks, I'm going to ride a bus. It's a bus story because a lot of people that come here ride on buses.
Oh, yep.
So it's a bus story. But yeah, I do that one. And then I sing my Christmas carol. I have a Christmas carol. It has a story behind it. And it's I wrote this story when I was only about 7 years old, and I was in grade school. I think I was in second or third grade, I believe. Anyhow, uh, the song just tells the story. It's in itself. It says, "In a classroom at the great school, just before the holidays, the boys and girls were writing notes to Santa far away, except a lass who sat alone, her paper put away. And when her teacher asked her why, so softly she did say, for God is my Santa Claus each and every day. I don't write him letters, ma'am. I just kneel and pray. Do you know his greatest gift? Salvation is I found. God is my Santa Claus each day, the whole year round. Then the teacher stood in silence at what the child had said. She truly knew real Christmas Day and not from books she read. She truly meant real Santa Claus, she said in just one word. God gave us Christ for Christmas Day. My Santa Claus is God. For God is my Santa Claus each and every day. I don't write him letters, ma'am. I just kneel and pray. Do you know his greatest gift? Salvation is I found. God is my Santa Claus each day, the whole year round.
Cute.
Well, when you're at some place like Silver Dollar City, okay,
Yep.
the crowd sure loves it. And I always close with my last number I close with is, by the way, what is Christmas? Is it just a holiday? Maybe it's a reason to buy a gift to give away. Perhaps it's the tinsel, the lights, the star on top of the tree. Perhaps it's ham, yams, and pumpkin pie shared with family. No, you see, Christmas is a lot more than that to me. 'Cause years ago, in a stable manger, the Christ child did lay, so he could live and die upon a cross to take my sins away. So as the gifts beneath the tree are wrapped in red, green, and blue, just remember it was Jesus who came, who was born to die for you. That's how I close my show. I got like 15 minutes. Every time I go, the front porch pickers give me 15 minutes at Christmas to do my little bit. I don't know, maybe do it once. Sometimes I do it twice a year at Christmas.
Nice.
Depends on how many times I get to go. I have a season pass. It's just getting somebody to load my chair up in the car and getting somebody to unload it when I get there, and then load it back up when I get back home, and unload it when I get back home. That's the.
Yep.
I can't load it myself, and I can load it myself if I take the truck, but because I just got to put it on the rack. I don't have to fold it up and lift it up and put it in the trunk. So, but the truck right now, because it's not loaded down, gets about 14, 15 miles to gallon. So,
Wow, that's not much. I get 17 with mine pulling my camper.
yeah, but I load that thing down. I put this camper on the back of that thing, and I'll get 27 miles to the gallon. But it was bought, made, and built to be a hauling truck, not a driving truck.
Ah.
So it's real good for pulling my home with, okay?
Yep.
And it's okay to sleep in. Like I said, I was going to try to get both my car and my truck over there. I think I'm just going to get my truck. And I can drive my truck back and forth, but I'd be better off traveling with somebody.
Right.
You know, travel along with GWT, with him live streaming.
That would be cool.
And anyhow, thanks for letting me practice on you. I could hear myself.
Oh. I thought you were just entertaining me.
I was doing that too. Did it entertain you?
Huh?
Was she entertained?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I started putting some green around those leaves. Can you see a difference?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Oh, I like the little tiny leaves. I like that.
They do seem to pop a little. I was a little worried about it, but I think that the green, I don't have to go to the super dark. I think that's popping them.
Yes, it is. Looks good.
And then I'd have to pop some flowers after I get all that done. First, I want to finish what's here before I even think about adding, because I could overdo it easily. Yeah. But I'm getting to where I need to. I'm tired. I think I'm about burnt out right now.
Fine. I got to call my sister anyway about the songs.
Yep. Well, I guess Uwe didn't make it back, but that's okay.
It's all right, my darling. I'm going to take off.
Yeah, I got to answer my text. They're probably texting me about dinner or something.
Okay. I love you.
Again.
I love you.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe people will share this now. Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.